Right.
Let me know when you hit record. You gotta let me know so I can.
Oh, I've been recording.
Yeah, let me
It's
know.
been going for 4
Oh, you've been recording?
We're live. We're literally on Twitch.
Hey, Mo, go ahead.
Oh, well, with that being said, what's going on? Oh,
This nigga.
how's everybody doing? You know what I'm saying? Welcome back to the Let's Keep It a Buck podcast. Not the Keep It a Buck, even though that's what it is on YouTube. Not that we're trying to keep it a buck. We're actually gonna keep it a buck. Let us all keep it a buck podcast. The only podcast where we eat pizza throughout the show. My name is Omar. And today we have a very, very, very special guest with us today.
Very
How many
special.
very?
It was like 5.
I was like,
That was a very
okay, let's put a very, very, very special guest with us. MJ2KALLDAY. MJ.
that's a very, very high introduction, but yeah, it was good. It was good chat. If y'all don't know, I'm in the same lane as T-So, as Sage and V-Souls and NBA YouTube. So what's good, bro? I don't know if I should do my corny ass intro that I made when I was like in high school, but
Do your corny. Do it.
dude, it's what is up, dudes, dudettes, smallers, players? It's your boy MJ.
Oh, you did used to
That's
say
been
that.
there.
You don't say that anymore?
No, I still do. To this day, every single one of my videos since senior year of high school, I came up with that, and I was like, "All right, that sounds really cool." It's dumb in retrospect, but I kept it going. I should make a shirt with it.
I used to have that
But
Liddy
yeah,
intro.
keep it-
I just got rid of
That's
it.
Brian.
I also have rocking with us today my esteemed co-host, the one and only Mr. B-Souls. B-Souls.
Almost said it right.
B-Souls, how you doing today? Fresh
I'm
from
good,
Atlanta.
Right.
Fresh from
right.
Atlanta.
Ah,
Let me get the air horns in, man. Oh,
Yeah.
Hey.
With
yes,
the
sir.
zoom lens as well. Show us the
Hold
zoom
on,
lens. Show us
hold
the
on.
zoom lens.
I got this power zoom right here.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh. Yeah,
Ooh.
B-Souls wanted to be like me
Yes,
so
sir.
bad.
I'm about to say.
yes, sir,
How
bro.
y'all doing, man? How y'all doing?
Also with me, the one and only TSO Sage. You know what the TSO stand for, right?
I don't know. You do this.
The sexy one.
Just
The sexy one.
No.
TSO Sage, how you doing?
Hey,
I actually feel very not sexy right now, bro. I'm about to, man. Don't stop drinking. Stop drinking. Stop drinking because when you actually get sick while you hungover, oh my god, oh my god, bro. Stop that shit,
Tough.
damn, bro.
It's his flu game. It's his flu game today, man.
bro.
On a Wednesday? On a Wednesday?
Man, it was on a Tuesday, bro. But I swear,
Bro,
it
you
get like 3 a.m. I just didn't stop.
Yeah.
dude,
You're-
no, I feel
Then I wake up and I'm actually sick. So I'm sick and man,
You're a monster. You're a literal monster. But you'll always
Nah,
be the
bro.
sexy one in our hearts.
Right.
Yeah, nah, dude, nah,
The sexy
I was
one
like, you supposed to plan for this week. I was on the plan for this week with my girl coming. It's been every day. It's been something of a club
Oh, yeah,
party
you told
thing.
me,
Yes. It was really bad. Like, on her birthday, we had a thing here, and then we went to the club. Bro, we were out in the club till like 3:30 a.m. We got there at 11. We had a table. We destroyed like 6 handles. It was just
Between how many people?
Hey, yo,
like 15. 6. It was 3 at the club,
okay.
3 here.
I was nervous too. I thought it was just 2 of them.
Yeah, I'm thinking like that's alcohol poisoning.
It was me and my boy. You know what I'm saying? We went to the club. Destroyed 6 handles.
It was me and my boy. We finished 3 each. We were going shot for shot 3. No, it was 15 or 16. It was my girl's birthday, so she
Happy
had
birthday.
a great time. Great time. I don't drink, so I just get lit off the music. So
Oh, you got lit off the music.
And
Oh, okay.
Bro,
Is that
it's
Travis
not
Scott?
hey, bro, on my birthday, the people took videos of me at the club, and I didn't even realize when they took videos of me. And apparently, I was getting so turned that everyone asked me if I was sober. Sorry, if I was like so sober, because they're like, "Did you drink?" And I don't have recollection of those videos. As I don't know what happened. I just got into the music. That's just how it.
You got drunk without being intoxicated at all, or being under the influence.
100%.
What's the
Yeah,
music
bro,
playing?
so yeah,
What's the
dude.
music playing?
Oh, Oh, bro, I think I got a list of it. I was trying to get like a collection of it because
you got
I'll send
Shazam
you a
open.
video. Bro, no, it was, dude. We had like, because my girl couldn't remember the music for hers,
Okay.
so I was just I was making a list. Like Sicko Mode, Mobamba, Pop Smoke. We had the baby. Dreams and Nightmare came out, which was amazing. Rihanna, some Land shit, Drake, the classics for like 3 hours. Just good shit.
This is a sick combination. But everyone that's going to be asking where Damo is on his way to Indiana. So he won't be joining us tonight. As far as I know, he might make a surprise appearance. I don't know. You talk him up enough, he might pop up. But with that being said, MJ, can we call you MJ? We'll call you MJ today.
Yeah.
MJ, for those that don't know, let them know about, your channel, your life, some of the things that you got going on at this moment.
Yeah. So I just talk about basketball, same as BSOL, same as TSO. I took the analytical with memes approach, essentially, is what my videos are. If you just imagine if there's like it's thunderstorming. It's thunderstorming mad like hard in New York City right now. It's pretty much basketball analysis. Your typical stats breakdowns on the iPad type of shit, and then just meme storing like PewDiePie and all that. That's pretty much my videos. Been doing it for 4 years now. 4 years. And it was cool. We started off on 2K. I don't even know what your guys' stories are exactly on how you started, but I started off making 2K videos. That shit went nowhere, and I was like, nah, this isn't fun. And then I made like there you go. There we go. So
forget a lot.
I made some 2K video of me opening packs for Larry Bird in 2K17, not for Michael Jordan. Got Larry Bird and got swindled even in 2K17, and then I decided to talk about. Remember when Jimmy Butler went to Timberwolves? Remember that shit? Yeah. Like when back in the day when everyone was like, "What? How is he going to Timberwolves?" I decided to make a video on it because I saw Mike Rzemba is probably inspiration for all of us. Mike Rzemba, shouts to OG. I always like his videos, like Chris Move. So I was like, all right, might as well make a video on this, and it did well. And then 2 months later, I had a video that hit 1 million views. So like 2 months after starting YouTube, had a video hit 1 million views, moved into
2 months
went to NYU. Like
what the
2.5, yeah. I started end of June into July, and then August is when my very first video hit 1 mil. And I was moving into NYU. And that's when Chorin reacted to my video, and I was like hype as shit. Imagine like I was 18, walking it, like going to NY, going to like all the parties, all the clubs, like all this stuff, as a freshman does. And I have a video that's getting reacted by Chorin. I have my channels like went up to 10,000 subs. I'm hype as shit, and that's when I realized, college really ain't shit, because I started doing the business side of it in college. For my recommendation, if anyone's considering going to college, go to college, but make sure you focus on the experiences and not the education, because education ain't shit. When you go and do an actual job off of college, like they'll teach you all the shit you need to know. You want to get the experiences. You want to have a social life. You want to go do internships. You want to work with people. You do not want to think that what you're learning in this classroom is what you need. All right. So that's just a tangent. So yeah, I did that. And now here we are talking with 3 great people.
But to get those jobs, to get those internships, don't you need to know like what's in the classes?
Not really. So you have to you have to just study interviews, and that is not even what you're learning in class. You just have to study for interviews, and that's not correlated. So college to me is the biggest scam, because what you're learning in class doesn't really apply as much. And I went to NYU for business, so it's like one of the best business schools in the country. It's like top 5, depending on who you ask. Finance is like number 1 or 2. And I can definitively tell you that I didn't learn shit compared, and even people who have jobs in like Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, all those grins will tell you they didn't learn shit. It's all on the job and studying like yourself. So
with that being said, some of these jobs do require you to have a degree. So I don't.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Go. I would say go to college. If your job requires a degree, go to college, but don't focus on the classroom as much. Focus on learning outside the classroom as much as possible, because that will set you up more. Knowing connections, knowing that will set you up more than the actual thing. I think you still have to go to college, which is Hassan Minhaj said, like, the degree is like the weirdest thing. It is basically, it doesn't help if you have it, but it hurts if you don't have it. It's a weird thing.
I just feel like the only thing I say college is a scam is I don't think they teach the right stuff. So I can't say like just ignore the classes. What I can say is, like, for example, they don't teach. It's still motherfuckers that don't know how to do their taxes. They gotta graduate out of college. Like, I feel like they just don't teach the things that need to be taught when you're turning from a high school graduate to like a man and or woman. Like, I feel like it's a lot of things that college just straight up does not teach you unless you seek that specific education.
I think college is fine if it was just cheaper. Oh, my bad.
I'm about to say
that as well.
My problem with that statement, though, Sage, is that like 90% of the stuff that they would teach people about taxes and in the tax code and stuff like that is not going to be applicable to like 95% of the people learning this stuff. So why waste that time? And you might be able to geometry, how is that applicable in X, Y, and Z? All of schooling needs a curriculum change, but I don't think that adding taxes is like applicable or would be beneficial to everyone.
I get your
I think maybe like as a business major, I'm just speaking from like and from the people who I know, like who are and like working at the dream jobs, right? Like working at Goldman Sachs, working at all these big companies who will, which are the pinnacle of the college success, right? Like if you do really well in college, you get to go to this place for your first entry level job, and then you have exit opportunities from those jobs, right? If you're going to Deloitte for consulting, if you're going to EY for strategy consulting, if you're going for different basically companies like that, if you're going to EY for marketing or something like that, those companies, if you're achieving the pinnacle, and what those people have told me is essentially the onboarding is the most important thing. What they learned in school actually wasn't really applicable. They reteach you everything. And it's a crash course that they teach you so that you don't because a lot of schools aren't standardized in what they exactly teach and what degree is. So a lot of times you didn't need that. What you actually just need was holistic viewpoint of everything, which you get if you just go for experiences outside the classroom, is what helped them the most, right? Like getting internships, working like paid experience, doing even clubs to some extent help. And just having connections, going and talking to different people, that helps more than the actual classroom, essentially. But college is the best for bringing all those people together. That's what I think is the best to doing, bringing like people who want to do well or succeed, try to bring them together, and you're close proximity, which is like the important thing.
My mom works part-time at Amazon, and she was telling me about this program that they have where I believe if you're full-time or work a certain amount of hours, they literally have a program for those people that work those like lower level jobs for them, where they're going to set you up for an academy that Amazon provides, and they're going to teach you how to become a software engineer, and they're going to pay for it. Now, mind you, I'm paying fucking at minimum $8,000 a semester to get the exact same job she can get by just working there for a year, and they're going to pay for the academy and teach her how to program the Amazon way for free.
Yeah.
So, but what I was telling you when you were in Atlanta, yes, me and B Souls were together in Atlanta.
They actually
twins.
saw each other.
Saw each other a couple of times. What I was telling you though was like majority of these big Fortune 500 companies have these types of programs where they have like a management program or whatever, and they'll put you through some type of schooling. One, you have to navigate those things through a 40-hour work week, a 40+ hour work week. Because if you're an Amazon warehouse employee, you'll probably be pulling 40+ hours, especially in the fall. And then two, you'll still be capped off to your growth that you can get as far as having the being a software engineer. So granted, I might be me with my computer science degree that I'll have in a year, 365 on it. Me with my computer science degree sitting next to person B with just the Amazon work experience. We're both working at Amazon. Maybe, to be honest with you, I would probably start off with a higher salary than they would, to be quite fair with you. And then my growth would be more rapid, and it would be higher than the person that, it would.
Why would your entry level salary be higher?
My mother's a huge personal hiring personnel. She tells me literally how the shit goes down, and whether it's right or wrong, that's damn near the reality of the situation. They're gonna be like, all right, well, they both have this. Phil, let's use YouTube as an example. You got an ABC intern or ESPN intern versus a motherfucker like me. They're gonna be like, all right, well, you have the success, you've shown it, blah blah blah, but they've worked for an actual company. You're gonna make like what 30 or whatever, and you 25 type shit. Like they do it like that.
To answer your question, so it's that piece of paper. Like it literally, it literally is that piece of paper. I don't know how else to tell you. It's that piece of paper.
Exactly. Like case closed.
But if you're getting an entry level software engineering job at Amazon, there might be a little bit of a discrepancy in terms of the wage. But I feel like after that, once you can put, I was a software engineer at Amazon, that shit doesn't matter. That's something very few people can say.
The piece of paper distinguishes you from that other person. I don't know.
I promise you. It sounds like madness, B Souls. He's not lying. Me and Omar disagree on a lot of shit. He's not lying. It's just he's how it is. It's fucked up. It's just how it is.
It's a system.
How it is, bro.
That's what the paper gives you, like the status. It's like it's really dumb. It doesn't tell you anything about your actual level of expertise in anything, but it's supposed to be like, oh, you're a certain standard of shit, which is stupid, right? Because we know people in college. We all know people in college. All right, we all know what standard is being set.
We all know what's needed to get a D, man.
It's because man, it's because what they see in that piece of paper, at least from my mother's perspective, she sees anybody with that paper outside of just following protocol as somebody who has resiliency and can be taught, versus somebody who, they're independent, but they could be a whole X factor, maybe trying to change the world, blah 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 blah. And some companies just don't have time for that. Like, it's nice to be innovative, but some companies don't have time for that. They need somebody that can follow instruction, and that having that degree means you were there for at minimum 4 years. You took classes whether you liked it or not. You paid for it whether you liked it or not, and you got through it. So that's just how they look.
I got the best of both worlds, man. Hannah Montana out here. It's all good. It's all good.
Yes, sir.
With that being said, Wordy wants us to talk about your Bulls video, MJ. Your Lonzo to the Bulls.
Okay, yeah. What? All right. So that was I made that video before DeMar joined, and I was going off and saying, "Yo, like they are clearly a playoff team, and probably upper tier because." I just don't think people realize this enough about Lonzo. Lonzo's been in some shitty situations since he's gotten in the league in terms of coaching, right? Like, if you think about Luke Walton as a coach, look at what he did with the Kings. Just look at his brilliant idea with the Kings was, let's slow down the pace, even though we have De'Aaron Fox. That was his brilliant idea.
I love you, bro. I love
you. That's what he got hired to do. And I also understand the Kings organization has never been good with hiring like coaches. Like, bro, the owner had the idea of running cherry picking as the full offense. He suggested it to do 4 on 5. Like, what? Like, imagine that. He's like, the owner's like, no. Screw your offensive plan. Let's do cherry picking the own time. Then they hired Luke Walton. Luke Walton was like, let's slow it down. We're going to get better defensively. Yeah, sure, you're going to get better defensively because there's less possessions, but you have the fastest dude, arguably the fastest dude in the NBA, and you're like, no, slow down, right? So imagine Lonzo playing for Luke Walton, and Lonzo's like, all right, I'm a fast break dude, but no. We're gonna go in half court. Like, what are you doing? You have Julius Randle, Lonzo. No. Slow down. Okay, Pelicans. Stan Van Gundy, Alvin Gentry. You have freaking Zion and Lonzo. And you're still not even in the top. I don't even know, bro. What is it? They're in the top 15 or 20 in fast break frequency. Like, what is going on with that? There's no excuse for that bad coaching, right? You have them running Zion post-ups instead of them just running out in fast break. So what I mean by Lonzo has been in good situations, he hasn't because the coach has been saying, let's not run fast breaks. And he's not an alpha type of dude. He listens to the coach. He just runs with the game plan. He's not that dude. If you're expecting him to be an alpha and a star, I don't think you can expect that. But he is a guy who can fit in nearly every team. Like every single team, every single fan of every single team was like, we want Lonzo. There has to be a reason
which is crazy. After all the criticism he's getting. Crazy.
Right?
That's because they watched him when he was in high school. Lonzo's a scrub, but
he said everything I've been saying about Zoe for like ever since I became a member of this pod. We've been slandering the motherfucker for years, but simultaneously, every championship contending team or every team with an aspiring young core has wanted him. There's
like Marcus Smart, right? Like Marcus Smart, right? Okay.
Marcus Smart.
Right.
Hey, I will say this.
he said Marcus Smart.
Right. We've been. You can look at his efficiency, but like every team wants a Marcus Smart, right?
I will say this.
Okay.
I will say this. As far as coaching goes, if you go back and look at like the history of the league and some of these older coaches and stuff like that and their philosophies behind like basketball in general, I cannot wait until all that is gone and dead. The days of like, we need to run two bigs, like that's still in the NBA today. And I just like traditional big men, like a 6'11" power forward and a 7-foot center
for no reason.
I can't wait till those days of basketball are like just completely behind us and they're playing with what's smart and what's relevant at the time. Like I don't want to see 70s ball.
I think that's why. Look, even if you can hang on Steve Kerr and Chris Paul talked about this, talked about in the podcast, the switching defense, right? That the Heat first just like started like an early version, right? In Miami Heat 2012, 2013 type of thing, where it had a switching defense and, type 5 like bare bones, right? We're not talking about like true, but like started it. With the Warriors started, then Chris Paul talked about like, look, we couldn't do anything against them. We have to do ISOs because when we would face them, if they could have 1 through 5 switch, it didn't matter if we do a pick and roll. We couldn't do off ball cut. It never mattered. Everything was shut down. We have to do ISOs, right? And there's some coaches who don't realize that once you take out, if you do the modern style NBA, that's what you need to do for defensively, not even offensively. 5 out is great offensively. I get that. But defensively, to keep up with everyone, you need to be able to switch. That's why Brook Lopez got killed in the playoffs, right? Look what happened when Mike Benoit just put Giannis at 5. Just simple as that. We saw the difference defensively. Not in the offense, sure, maybe not, but defensively you see it. And I think it's great. Like we have coaches like Brad Stevens who was doing it. Like we have coaches who are starting to hammer down, switch everything. And I think that's really good for the league. But I also don't like the ultra form of that, which is Mike D'Antoni, which is like screw the mid range, screw everything, right? I think there's a balance to be had, right? Where you need to have personnel that can switch and do all that. But let's not forget some of the bread and butter. Go to your strengths of your players. Don't force them to be something they're not. I think there needs to be a mix of that. So I agree with you, but at the same time, like, nah, like we need to let's not get Mike D'Antoni level. That's where I draw a line.
That 1 year where he started Covington at the 5, bro.
Yeah, when he made that trade, I tell you this.
Fucking
Mike D'Antoni is like, I mean, I'm not a stat nerd, so I don't speak for those. But for the stat nerds, I could tell there was some of them. The second D'Antoni did that, they were like, "Oh, yup." Because they get the puncher's chance, bro. Max Kellerman was their leader. They got a puncher's chance.
My ass, bro.
Could beat any team in history. And I'm like, bro, that sounds cute as shit. I promise you, at some point, somebody gonna punch him in the mouth. They gonna miss. Yeah, like that. Like they ignored that.
AD punched him in the mouth, bro.
What is AD? They ignored that one. That they have odds to be as great as they can be. They also have odds to be by far one of the worst teams ever, because on those nights where they can't hit a fucking three, they can lose to anybody. The same way they can beat anybody, they can lose to anybody. And
what
gambling that in 7 games,
we saw it.
It's not what you do.
What if that's a preview of what's to come in like the next 5 to 10 years though?
It's not bad, but that was way too early before its time. And I don't think it'll ever get that desperate because basketball would just be a game of chance at that.
But they were also running. I get what you're saying, Omar, because I have that similar theory as well. I feel like in 10 to 15 years, literally everyone on the court is going to be 6'6" and above that can like have guard like skills. But to the degree the Rockets were doing it,
but that's okay if that's their strengths. Yeah, but that's okay if that's their strengths. But I think the Rockets, what they were doing was forcing players who were. It was like they were trying to get players who were that way, but they were trying to force it. Where I think like the strengths of certain players isn't always that. It's like you need. I think you just need to go to the shot. Like, look, even if you look at a championship and look at players who have won in the past like few years, I understand the Warriors won with the 3-ball, but you look at them. And Curry's not afraid to take a mid-range shot here and there. Like, they're not, like, Klay's not afraid to do a post-turn. KD was not afraid to take mid-range. They're not afraid to take it. Yes, they obviously leaned on the 3. They leaned on a lot of things. But they weren't just shunning out certain parts of basketball. They were just, wherever we go. We obviously have an emphasis on this, but we take what we got.
Let me ask you this. If Mike D'Antoni was coaching the Warriors instead of Steve Kerr, you don't think they would have won a championship?
With KD?
I mean, 2015 was it 2014 or 2015?
Honestly saying
no, hell no.
I might genuinely say no.
Hell no, because dude, Steve Kerr was a genius for bringing Draymond Green more into the fold.
But I'm saying,
on the bench. Green.
Let's assume that the lineup stuff is the same because I'm assuming that he would try to get rid of Bogut as much as possible. Well, he might. I don't know. Depending. But he might get rid of Bogut as much as possible. But even phasing into the KD, do you think so,
or was that just a response to what the Warriors were doing, and was like, all right, I got to do something to adjust to what the Warriors are doing?
But I mean, mind you, Bogut is gonna like face himself. I mean, he's old, so you don't think he would have won a championship throughout any of that Golden State Warriors stretch?
I don't see it. The reason why is knowing D'Antoni. Steph Curry would have such a high volume, such rare off-ball opportunities, because let's take it very literally. D'Antoni is going to have Steph Curry come down the court and essentially create for everybody else rather than that off-ball movement for himself. That's one. Two is going to be quite literally, and let's remember the Warriors, it's going to be Sean Livingston. I believe it ain't going to be Klay. So shit, it might just literally be Sean Livingston, to a much lesser degree, Iguodala, Draymond, and Curry handling the ball, and everyone else spotting up.
No, that's not what made it.
Hell nah.
That's not what made it work. That's not what made it work. And also defensively, I would be defensively, I'd be worried because I don't know. I think Kerr literally his whole thing was actually offense. Yes, sure, like the ball moving. I get that, but his whole thing was defense starts our offense. Like he was so defensive minded. He's like, Draymond, go. Like you need to be the dude. Like he was like at a certain point, like beginning of the season, he was like, Draymond needs to be our dude. Draymond needs to be a Bogut. We need Bogut in these stretches. We need Draymond here. We need he was making lives offensively, but also defensively that worked. The switch defense that he had was just insane. Like that was the reason why he did it. Like,
but they had to switch defense in
response. They had that in response to what the Warriors were doing. That was the thing. Like the Warriors made that. Like the Heat started a little bit. The Warriors made it a thing where every team needs to have it. Because even the Celtics were doing it the same time the Rockets were doing it. But the Warriors started that shit. I don't think they started that shit with D'Antoni.
I'm looking at 1 year where Mike D'Antoni, it's 2017, 2018. The Rockets have the 6th ranked defense in the league and the 1st ranked offense. With Steph Curry, I feel like D'Antoni could have a ring, and I feel like we'd be looking at this conversation a little bit differently. Like I don't know, but that's just me. I don't even know how we got down this rabbit hole.
We were asking about his Bulls video.
W tangent. Fuck it.
Well, before we move to the next topic, I want to ask real quick, MJ. What is your favorite video and what is your least favorite video that you've made?
Dude, my least favorite might be my very first one. Dog, that shit's ass. I don't even know that. If I look at that shit, it make me cringe. But I can't even like watch it. I turn it on for 10 seconds because everyone's like, oh, like what was your first video? I look at it, I'm like, no, I can't. I just turn it off. My favorite shit. It's a good question. I think actually one on Lonzo is one of my favorites. Is I think the real reason why the Lakers are losing without Lonzo. I think that was when he got injured. Like when he just got injured, and the Lakers just went on a spiral down. This was after LeBron also got injured, but Lakers were kind of staying afloat when Lonzo was there. I'm not saying they were doing amazing. I would probably middle of the road, like 50-50, like 500. But they were staying afloat enough to be in the playoff thing. And when Lonzo got injured, their shit went all the way down. Like they went from, I think, first or second in defense to like 27th or something. Like it was
the BI show. It was Brandon Ingram trying.
Yeah, it was, and I don't think that video. I think just because the impact it had, because I remember just seeing the response to it was like, oh, I didn't realize Lonzo did all that. And that to me was like the biggest, like, oh, that's awesome. And that's also the time where I started experimenting with like my meme style. So it was like people were enjoying the videos. So like watch time was higher. Everyone was enjoying it. And they were like learning that, oh, like, cool. I think that was one of my favorite videos. That and the James Harden trash talk video when he trash talked Kobe. That was one of the favorite videos, dude. Because when I found out that Harden trash talked Kobe and Kobe went in the summer, like the whatever league, like and dropped like 40 something on his head and hit a game winner.
Oh, during the
that
lockout
I was
season?
like, damn, dude.
Yeah, that was the lockout season.
Yeah, when I found that out after James Harden, I talked shit to him a little bit during the season for no reason. I think he just talks. After I found out, I was like, yeah, that's kind of hype. So those two are my favorites. Kobe's my favorite player of all time. So those two are probably my favorites.
Not top 10 Kobe? That's crazy. Bezos, how many people are in the chat?
126, man. 126.
126.
Okay.
Hey, shout out to the 126 in the chat. We always have a sub goal. The sub goal is always 1,000. Always.
Right.
If you guys don't reach the sub goal, I swear I'm gonna have to quit. Sage is already out the door.
I might see the woo, yeah. Like shit. I'm half dead. Shit.
Sage is already out the door. B-Souls has been talking about transforming this podcast into something else. I mean, the only way they can stop. You see, Damo's not here. The only way that
he's boycotting y'all
is if you guys step up. Yeah, he's
sticking it to the
Damo
man,
is
man. Crazy.
One of the reasons why he has to. I don't know. I don't want to spill his business, but listen, y'all have to do one thing and one thing only: sub up.
Oh my god.
Sub up.
The Zoom.
Yeah.
He
Sub
went
up.
the Zoom.
Right.
A second.
Sub up.
All right.
With that being said, B-Souls,
Yo.
tell us about your trip to Atlanta, man. How was it?
It was cool, bro. Cool. So for the people who don't know, I went down for the weekend, Friday to Monday night, shot some playback stuff, Patreon playback. Oh my god. What the fuck?
Sorry, bro.
Bro gifted 25 subs, man. Yo.
Oh shit.
Damn, fool.
Yo, oh my.
It's like
It works every time.
It works
Everyone in chat. Wait, everyone in chat has a sub. That's what I think he said.
Like I'd cite you, but like I'm fucked up. But good
Oh
shit.
no.
Oh my god. Oh
Good
my
shit,
god.
good
MJ, there was one stream where someone literally gifted like 75 subs
50.
alone.
Yeah, 50, 75.
One person.
because I thought he
Shout
was a
out to
bot.
y'all,
I
man.
still think he's a bot.
You know what?
Like,
Hey, you got me. If there's people without subs, I'll give it to them. I'll give 10 or 15.
oh
Fuck it.
shit.
Dang. Shout out MJ.
It works every time.
I'll do it. Hey, if you don't have a sub, in the chat, just say me. Just say me. Or whatever you want to say, just say me.
I don't even know if it's sub
I'll
only,
give you all
but
MJ is literally gifting y'all. Yeah, make sure sub mode off. But MJ is literally gifting y'all subs.
I'll just say just say me. Like literally me.
Shout out
and
MJ, man.
And I'll gift this.
the real MJ's go. You know what I'm saying?
No way
Hey.
fumble that.
Yeah, I ain't never really fucked with MJ, but I don't know.
What are you?
Hold up. What are you talking about?
Literally the
MJ is
first
one of
time
the
y'all
most
met.
overrated.
Oh,
He's one of the most overrated players of all time. But we can get listen. Listen,
yeah, that went over y'all head. Come on, man.
Vsauce, how was your trip?
Wait,
Jesus
what?
Christ.
Oh my god.
How was your
Okay.
trip?
Before I was unrudely interrupted. I don't mind being interrupted in that sense. But yeah, I went to Atlanta from Friday to Monday. Shot some stuff for the Playback Patreon. Guest for peer to peer. That's why we weren't here Sunday night. Didn't upload Monday night as well. Big O was in there. You know what I'm saying? Got to meet some of my idols, right? Some of my idols. So I met Omar. Lo was obviously there. Agent was there as well. Got to see the AMP house. Saw Kai, and I'm pretty sure I'm like this much shorter than him or like this much taller. I wasn't sure. So those short jokes with Kai, I can't say shit.
Damn, you right, Kai's
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I saw Chris. Who else did I see? Play basketball with Davis. Oh, we played 2-on-2. It was me and Agent versus Low, and who was it? Caleb. Either Caleb, and then at some point we were just dogging them. Then Davis had to hop in and save the day. But yeah, man. Hey, I was like ask Agent. We were looking like Stockton and Malone out there. You know what I'm saying? Steve Nash and Amari Stoudemire.
Oh, God.
I was dropping dimes, chat.
Of course.
I was dropping dimes. There was this one clip, bro. Had I think it was ZT. Shout out to ZT. Had him in the post, right?
Yes,
spun baseline, pump fake. His slides literally came off and his glasses came off with how bad I got him with the
up fake. Talking about?
We played 2-on-2. You weren't there. You weren't there, bro. You weren't there, man.
Listen, I wasn't there. I thought they were working. Honestly, I thought it was supposed to be a chill trip, but they ended up working. I was on camera, so hey, all right, that'll end that.
Omar literally came into the house and was like, "Y'all working?" I'm like, yeah, it's a business trip.
All right, that's 5 randoms. I need 5 more that I'll give specifically. It's chat's been moving quick. Someone else gifted subs too, so I was like, shit.
Oh, shout out to Salad for the 5 gifted, man, and obviously MJ for the 5 gifted, man.
I need another 5, so give me another 5 people.
God,
so why are you moving to Atlanta now? And tell us also tell us about the glory holes.
Oh my. Well, number one, I am not moving to Atlanta.
Look at
MJ.
You were just a different number one.
Number two, there was I believe it was Friday, my very first night there. We went to, before we were going to the gym, I was riding with Lo, and like the other car was Agent, Caleb, and ZT, and he took me down the road where Tokyo Valentino was. For the people who don't know what Tokyo Valentino is, it's essentially a sex shop, but I don't know if Atlanta has like an Atlanta exclusive, but that shit has like 3 levels where when you go down, just freaky shit happens. We tease about going there every single night and we just never went. But yeah, we never went.
Y'all never. So what photos do I have of you in like a purple neon room?
You don't have them.
Anyway, I guess that's the case. But.
No, it was fun though. On a serious note though, like going down there, seeing y'all and how you guys work really motivated the fuck out of me, just to see like, you know, what the best of the best do on an everyday basis. What's the operation like type shit. So it was very motivating. Like literally, I came back Monday, I rested that day, and then the next day, which was yesterday, I recorded 5 videos. Like I was that motivated. So I was like, damn, I'm slacking, bro. Like I can get to this level, man. So that's it. Who else gifted, man? Shout out to Miracle Man for the 5 gifted.
Yeah, Miracle Man gifted.
Hey, there you go, bro. We
going crazy, going super.
It works every single time.
Hey,
all right,
y'all
guys, I'm quitting.
Y'all gotta come out to New York.
Wait, MJ, you got the glory holes in New York?
I need to start doing that in my streams, bro.
Bro, I mean, I've been here for 4 years. We know every shit, all the shit's at.
Okay.
So the glory holes are in New York, is what we're.
Oh,
glorious.
I mean, there's a
why you
lot
got that
more.
face, bro?
I'm just because he's not saying it. I want him to come out and say, yeah, the glory holes are in New York.
I don't want to say it like that, but y'all gotta come down and see. I don't want to say shit.
MJ, what do you have to say about the criticism when it comes to New York City and how expensive rent is and like shit like that?
Oh, it's massively.
Do you think it's worth it? Do you think it's worth it? You know what I'm saying? What do you have to say to those people?
City? If you don't work in the city, probably not. Probably not worth it. Like I'm gonna keep up. Like I'm here.
Hey, go crazy, man.
Probably for no reason. I'm not gonna get cap, bro. I just I'm spending money for no reason.
Where are you originally from?
I don't give that away, but I basically I grew up
not New York, not New York.
No, but like an hour away from New York City.
Okay.
But yeah, so I was East Coast. I would say tri-state area. So like New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania.
But essentially not in the city, and you could tell a difference in prices.
No. Yeah.
Oh, bro, what? Yes. So I'll give this much. I live in Manhattan right now. So I show pieces where I live. Basically from my
great
apartment,
sunsets,
I have like three different. Yeah. I see the Empire State Building. I see all of downtown. I see the Hudson River. I see sunset. I see everything. Like my building, it's got a pool and jacuzzi on the 30th floor. You can see the Empire State while you're in the jacuzzi and just chilling. And like while you're working out, you see Times Square and all that.
Imagine doing curls while seeing Times Square.
Yeah, you honestly.
Shit.
But
shit's really motivating me, man.
The bench. So my building got bench, so squat rack, deadlifts, leg press, all this, everything you need in a gym on the 30th floor, floor ceiling window. So you see all of Uptown, you see a little bit of Central Park, you see Times Square, and you see Empire State Building while you're working out. And then there's like, 3 different lounges. There's a balcony on the gym for no reason. Like when you're doing cardio, you can just step out.
You saying all this? How much does it cost a month?
Oh, this is great. It's 1 bedroom in this building, like $3,500 a month.
Oh my god! What the fuck?
Yeah.
1 bedroom, $3,500 a month.
Look, maybe I'm broke.
What the fuck?
So like, I mean, like, I wouldn't because the place I've lived at, like, even like last place I lived at was, I had a balcony. It was on the 30th floor. This one's on the 24th floor, but I see Times Square from my place in Uptown. Like I showed Vsauce on FaceTime. I showed Vsauce on FaceTime. Like while I was like heading up. But yeah, I would like, dude, the one thing about New York State, no other city beats is there's an endless number of things to do here. There's literally an endless number of things to do because it's the most businesses per block, like per square foot, whatever you say. Like you walk out, you were seeing at least 3 or 4 restaurants in a 1 minute walk. You're seeing 3 or 4, a couple bars, like all that. Like where I live near, if I walk 5 minutes, I can name 10 different bars. Like I can name 4 different sports bars. I can name 20 different restaurants in a 5 to 10 minute walk. That's it. That's just how New York City is. You literally, there's so much shit to do. There's clubs. Like where my birthday, we went to a club in Times Square. And that club, like a week before that, Offset and Rich the Kid just showed up randomly. Just to that club. That's how like the club in New York, like just like all over everywhere. So you literally, it's just something to do everywhere. Like, you have parks, you have like random stores and cool shit. Like it's like there's two Nike stores that are 5 stories each. Like for no reason, they have a hoop in one of them.
How close do they need to each other?
So one of them is close to me, one of them is down. But then if you take the subway, it's like a 10-minute to 12-minute.
Okay.
Right? And then the one of them is like 5 minutes away from me, 5 to 10 minutes away. It's just close to Times Square.
So do you think those rent prices that you said, are they worth it for the experiences and the connections, I guess are able to build?
No. I mean, like depends on what you're doing, dude. Depends on what you're doing. Like if you're in business, like if you're truly in business, maybe. But like in our industry, I would say go Cali, bro. Like if you're gonna pay the price, Cali's a little cheaper. If you're gonna pay the prices, you might as well just go Cali at that point.
I heard Cali motherfuckers are weird.
Companies out there.
I was gonna say, so what keeps you there? What keeps you there?
one, I just got a bunch of friends. I grew up on the East Coast, right? So I got a bunch of friends that are back home in my hometown, and I went to NYU, so I got a bunch of friends who are here. Who a lot of people end up staying here and working, right? That's because the city is the place to work. So they end up staying here, and then I'm like, I'm here for a time being, and then I'll evaluate within a year to see where I want to go. I have to come out to Atlanta because the prices there are dirt cheap compared to New York. Like I feel like if I was spending $3.5 to $4K a month in Atlanta, I'll be doing great. I'll be having a couple of bedrooms.
For my 3 nights there, I can tell you yes. I can tell.
I'm mad we all just nodded at that. Like,
yeah. $3,000 down here a month.
Oh my god.
Bro, and the thing is, 3,000 to me, it would be would be a steal.
What the fuck?
So like, okay, I could live in buildings. Look, I could live in some places. Like realistically, you don't have to. My building is kind of like a little OD. Like if you went to like a normal ass building in New York, with like it's just clean. That's all I'm saying. Not really that many views. Just got an apartment, 1 bedroom. You could probably find it for like 2,000. But you got no amenities. You just got like a elevator. That's really it. Nothing else. Like straight up, just 1 bedroom, like 700 square feet.
Paying $2,000 a month for an elevator in 1 bedroom, bro.
Paying $2,000 for 700 square feet is outrageous.
I swear to God.
That's oh, dude. I mean, that's what my place. I think is close to like 850 square feet, something like that.
Hey, like I said, maybe I'm broke. I can't do it.
I wouldn't recommend it. I really would not. I wouldn't say like unless you like got connections, if you know people here, like that. But it's a cool place to visit. I would say that. Cool place to visit.
I'll go there for a week. Oh man.
With that being said, since we're on the topic of New York. New York businesses officially mandated vaccination cards to enter, and the military has to get vaccines. First of all, are you seeing that already? The vaccination card thing, and then what do you feel about that?
Bro, New York don't care. New York don't give a shit, bro. You see so many people on it, like even during like peak COVID, bro. There's so many. Like yes, the city was muted. But people don't give a shit. I've been to places right now that they're not checking shit. Like they're not. I've been to I could say out of because my girlfriend's in the city right now, and so I've been going to like a bunch of places, a bunch of like bars and clubs. Only one of them out of maybe like 7 checked like for a vaccine card. That was.
What do you mean by check? Like literally just show it, keep it going.
Yeah. You just gotta show it on your phone or something like that. Like. Just like either on your phone or if you have it with you, just show it to them. Usually, like it's a picture of it. If you have a picture of it. So
if I had a card,
graphic designer's about to make bank in the next 2 months, bro.
That's what I'm saying. If I had a card and I just sent the picture to all of y'all, we would just go in there.
Okay, so I don't know about restaurants because restaurants have not enforced it at all, right? But like usually clubs and bars, they got bouncers. They check your ID usually. So. I think they that only place they held the ID and they held the vaccination card just to see if they matched. That's what I know, but I don't know how restaurants are gonna do it. Like, and I don't know how businesses are gonna do it because are they gonna ask for your ID and vaccination card? Like, are they gonna have a dedicated person at the door? Because bars and clubs they have a bouncer, right? So they already have a dedicated person that's checking you, before you even go in. So I get that, but. I don't know how other businesses are even gonna do it. Because that's just a waste of resource for them. They gotta pay one dude a certain amount of money just to stand outside now to check.
Right.
I'm all for it. I just don't know if anyone's gonna follow it. Is my thing.
And maybe this is an unpopular opinion, unpopular theory, but I feel like a lot of these mandates are more so like a PR move for the government to say like, oh, we did something. Because even in peak pandemic, technically, if you were to fly anywhere. You were required to quarantine for 10 days, like required.
Facts.
But they don't have any way to enforce that or keep track of that. So it's like, at least they can say, "Oh, it's required." But no one's gonna pull you over on the highway and say, "Hey, did you go on a flight in the last 2 days? Huh? You quarantined?"
No, dude, they're not, bro. they're saving face. Let's keep it buck. They're saving face. A lot of things, bro. I've been saying this for a while. Like CEC, dude, they didn't know shit. They just said a business opened up way too early when probably shouldn't have. And then they're like, oh, now we got to wear masks. They didn't know shit, bro. It's just everything's based off the economy. And so whatever keeps the economy afloat is what we're going to do. It's not really about the safety of people. Like, you got to save face. So this is what they're doing to save face. Like that's what it comes down to. And I mean, I don't really see it changing. The country's run by money, bro. Like, what I don't see it changing. So I don't think New York's really I don't think people are ready to be like, oh, like we gotta be inside. I don't think people are ready for masks. I don't know. I mean, there's a huge liberal population in New York, which would probably follow it, but I don't know if anyone's ready for that, dude. Especially New York. New York kind of wild. They didn't give a shit about stuff. If you ever see the videos about them after I was there during Game 5 when we lost. The Trae Spyro Codes was out there. Oh damn! All right, Trae Young, bro.
Okay.
Bro. Yeah.
Okay.
Look. Hey, fair game. They were bearing us, bro. Nothing against it, bro. I'm respectful of it. Look, they treated Julius Randle like a superstar. They play him like a superstar. He didn't play like a superstar. Trae Young shut up. I mean, nothing to be said. Nothing to be said. The better team won.
Chris
right?
Bosh
nothing to be said. But I was out there. I was there when Spider Cuz, bro, was out there. I literally saw this shit happening when people were drinking shit. Spider Cuz was hanging out handles of Hennessy and all that, and people were saying "fuck Trae Young." Yo, we were chanting that shit so loud in MSG, and even outside there was a couple that was in a Trae Young like jersey, like both of them were in Trae Young jerseys, and they were going like boo, and everyone was like "fuck you." Like, it's just straight up these people. They were saying all this, and everyone started yelling at them for I would say for 5 or 10 minutes, just yelling at this couple, just being like,
"Oh my God."
Fuck Trae Young.
Mainly in their faces, like as if COVID doesn't exist or anything like that. Yeah, that's the crazy.
No, dude,
Sage,
nothing. The COVID, you can't tell.
Sage, how do we feel about them mandating masks for the military? They're already mandating it. Some of the schools, even where I'm from, school is in where I'm from for like the high school kids and the middle school kids or whatever. But some schools have already shut back down because of outbreaks and stuff like that. So it seems like it's only a matter of time before they just start mandating vaccines for kids that are eligible to age. Sage, do you feel any way about mandating vaccines?
On one end, sure, mandating something, people don't like feeling restricted or whatever, blah blah blah, that's cool. But at the end of the day, there's some steps that you can take as just natural common sense where it's just like it's unavoidable. Like, bro, just tighten up sometimes. Like, for example, it's one thing, the vaxxer anti-vaxxer thing, they're gonna butt heads through the end of time. I'm not here to act like I'm the law land on that. But when it comes to just putting them fucking masks on, bro, we really
just
do it. Bro, put the fucking mask on, bro. Just get your. It's not even $5 anymore. Hell, some motherfuckers just giving them shits. Put your fucking mask on, and it be dumbasses about it too. Like, motherfuckers be really needing a service. Like, I give you a true story. My professor right now is really fucking with my grade. Like, I know a lot of students bitch about their grades, but that's because they don't do shit. I've done every assignment. It's literally in the grade book as one grade and represented as a 0 in another. So I'm literally in the dispute, damn near an appeal if it has to go there. But everybody's trying to tell my professor, don't do that. He actually got you. like everybody's in support. But regardless, on the way there, I see a kid with a mask, without a mask, and he's walking in and he's like, "Yeah, they saying I didn't pay my loans. They saying I do this and that." And the man was like, "Look, I'd love to help you, but you don't have a mask. Go get your mask." He's like, "I don't need a fucking mask," because he's mad. He's mad. It's like $1,000. He's like, "I don't need a fucking mask, bro. I just need blah, blah." I'm like, bro, you are requesting a service from this woman, and you think you not having a piece of fabric on your nose and mouth is like dividing you from thousands of dollars? Like, it's one thing if you have your conspiracy, your ideology, whatever, think what you want to divide between vaccination, non-vaccination. But when you need a service and they tell you put a mask on, bro, tighten the fuck up. It don't hurt you. It don't abide by any beliefs. The mask ain't got a chip in it. The mask ain't gonna find you, whatever the fuck. Like, It's a fucking mask. They had this shit for decades for garbage work. Like, and every garbage man is watched and shit like that. Like, bro, put your mask on. Do what is required to be done so you can get the service you need, get the product you need, and or the career you aspire for. But if you're letting those things, if you're letting things such as masks and even vaccinations, I'm not going to cap. I'm definitely, bro, just get the shit. But if you're letting those things cut from your bottom line, your aspirations, or a service you need, you're kind of a fool. Like anybody in the NFL that don't do that shit.
That's where I was getting to too. I like that you said that because the NFL players are so risky. I mean, not risky, but they're so vocal about it all of a sudden. But also, I don't know if y'all saw, some of these hospitals are now mandating masks. I mean, not masks, but vaccines from the nurses. And I've seen a couple of nurses come out on whether it's Facebook or Instagram or whatever and say, I'm walking away from my job because I don't want to get vaccinated. Yeah. So Bezos, how do you feel about that? People are literally walking away from their jobs, their careers, not their jobs, their careers because they don't want to get vaccinated. How do you feel about that?
I feel like out of every other profession, you'd think like the people in the medical field who know exactly how vaccines work and not just, vaccines. Like they actually know the technicalities of what vaccines do. You'd think that they just like, okay, that makes perfect sense. That I didn't even know that. That sounds crazy.
That's wild, dude. That's wild.
Is there a large portion of them, or is it just like one in every 100 type shit?
I've only seen the anecdotal stuff because, mind you, they make them get flu vaccines yearly. Because my aunt works at a hospital down here in Georgia. They get flu vaccines yearly and everything like that. So it's not out of the ordinary. But this, I don't know what's so special about the COVID vaccine. It's so politically driven that it's divided people to the point where, like we're saying now, nurses are saying, I know I'm a healthcare professional. I was working through the pandemic. I seen the damage it's
went
done.
Through medical school,
for whatever reason,
spent thousands of dollars.
For whatever reason, I don't want to get the vaccine. And I just don't. MJ, do you have any thoughts on like mandatory vaccines? Because that's crazy that you would just deny it like that.
Yeah, I don't do so. Okay, so I went to a biomedical academy for high school. So like basically we're doing anatomy. We were dissecting every week. Like we were doing anatomy, physiology, and medical terminology, principle of biomedical sciences. And so I've always had interest in that shit. And to me, nurses walking, I don't understand. Like it's something that it's supposed to protect you. Like it's not necessarily that, like, especially for nurses, right? Like in your job, if you're seeing a lot of people and you are taking care of lives and you are going to be meeting a lot of different people, you don't want to have COVID and spread it, right? And it's been proven through the studies that if you get the vaccine, you're also less likely to transmit it, to spread it. That's the most important thing. It's not necessarily that, I protect myself. It's like, no, you're protecting everyone else around you. So if you're going to be a nurse doing that, I feel like I'm okay with it being mandatory, right? Because in those specific cases, there are lives on the line, right? Like I understand, like if you have a medical reason, where the vaccine would fuck you up and like it would mess with you, and then that's a different story. But if you're a nurse, or if you're someone else, you have lives in your hand, you're seeing so many people, you need to get the vaccine. Like it would put those lives at danger. So I'm okay with the mandatory vaccines for certain jobs and everything. Honestly, I'd say get the vaccine for everyone. That's like me. But I would say for at least certain job, it should be mandatory. Mm-hmm. Like that to me, I think I feel like it's a safety of like the public health. You know what I mean? Like I don't think we should play with that.
They're also treating it like is something that happens like every fucking like 2 years. This shit literally, like a pandemic happens like every 100 years, bro. Like
it's like 100 years.
This is not something that fucking happens.
People are trying to compare this to the swine flu and shit. Like, bro, this is not the swine flu. Like, I don't even remember how the swine flu ended, to be honest. I was a fucking kid.
Bro.
That shit was there and it was gone. This shit has been 2 years plus of your life, bruh.
Which is wild, bro.
Bruh.
We talk about COVID-19 and 2021 and shit.
Bro, like, imagine,
bro.
Just imagine, bro, if everyone could just get the goddamn, if everyone just got it, bro, we would be living kind of normal. Like, that's the kind of what's holding it up, right? That's what's kind of holding it up. And so, I don't know, dude. It's also the country's never been as divided as this, right? Politically speaking, too. I would think look at the election and everything. It's never been as divided. So everyone got their own opinion, and unfortunately, health has become politics, right? It's not science anymore; it's politics.
Yeah.
That's the thing that makes, I don't even want to say no sense, but just that makes this whole situation like funny to me. Is how divisive the whole idea of COVID and masks and vaccines and things like that are, to the point where people are like turning down pure logic, the logic behind, oh, you can't breathe behind the mask, when you go into doctor's offices and they wear masks 10, 12 plus hours a day. It's just crazy to me. I heard this, I was in green room today and I heard one kid say, shout out to Michael. We were talking about this conversation, just pre-podcast stuff. And he was like, they're saying all these things. They haven't made a decision in Detroit where I live yet about whether we're going back to school or not. And he said, I mean, I would like to go back to school. I would like to go to high school. I haven't been to high school yet. I was supposed to go last year. I would like to go. And to me, that's like, damn, that's sad that you have not been to high school yet, because people won't put on masks, get vaccinated, stay inside. Like, it's he's missed his freshman year and he's potentially lose his. I know I have a younger cousin, actually. For the most part, he's missed all of high school. No, not for the most part. He's missed all of middle school. The end of his 5th grade year, he missed some of that, and then he missed 6th grade. Mm-hmm. His mom said that the school is being reckless, so she's going to keep him out indefinitely for the whole year in 7th grade. And he could return in 8th grade if they're right. And I'm thinking to myself, dang, he's going to be messed up going into high school if he's missed, you know what I'm saying? All of middle school.
Oh my God.
That's wild. I think in college, someone made a TikTok, like, this upcoming year, there's technically like 3 classes of freshmen. There's the freshman class that got canceled after their first semester of college. There's going to be the freshman class that's never been on campus because last year was all online. And then there's going to be the actual freshman class this year. And then there's going to be my class, which is like the senior class.
And I
didn't got graduation, bro.
Oh, no,
I didn't got graduation.
That's tough.
I just want to tackle
we had a
points. Man, I'm sorry. I just got it before I forget them. There's 2 things. One, and someone in the chat hit my point. If it's like with those people that are so anti it, if I have to give my take somewhat, it's like, what are you going to say that to my friends who all got the shit and were hospitalized? One of them could have swore he was going to die. What are you going to say to a guy like Karl Anthony Towns, who has had victim upon victim upon victim of, whether you believe it or not, they've passed away from something? Like, what are you going to say to those kind of people? But the main one really is, it's a person in sports media I've actually been following on their stance. I don't know how I initially saw it on Twitter, but I did. And ever since then, their stance has been very interesting. It's a name niggas wouldn't think I actually was like following in terms of sports media stuff. And that's Joy Taylor fine ass. I ain't gonna lie. But she was spinning with this. Look, she said she has the notion and the ideology of every action has a consequence. And like everything you do, sure, you know what? Not even gonna argue with you. Do what you want. But if something is set in stone and you don't abide by it for whatever belief, cool. There's a consequence. It, like we brought up the NFL earlier, that's fine. If you believe something's in it, they're gonna chip you. You don't feel comfortable, fine. But I'm telling you, you're gonna cost your team a game. It's likely gonna get you fined within your organization or stint your relationship with your owner. And it's going to be further consequences if you cannot if you cannot abide by what's in law, like what you're supposed to do. And she goes even a bit further to seeing something on All the Smoke where she was like, the internet and media have given everybody information and a voice. Simultaneously, the biggest problem with this generation is the internet has given everybody a voice in knowledge, and some people don't need that. Some people need like to experience these situations personally. What the fuck? Some people need to experience these situations personally, or they need to have like primary source of intelligence and knowledge at their disposal before they take something they saw off the internet, or they take a story that they read and apply that to every instance of a matter. Because now you're going to be in a situation where you're spreading misinformation, or you're abiding by action that one link is something you're dependent on. I'm not saying exactly how she said it, but I think that's like one of the more interesting concepts of this whole matter, in my opinion.
I think that leans into, it's a great transition, Sage. The whole having a voice thing and people just having the ability to say whatever they want to say leans into a topic that I didn't want to touch it. I didn't want to talk about them today. We're going to have to give them a little bit of light. Hoops Bank 2 days ago. Today's the 11th, the 9th. An account with 56 followers before this tweet went out. Now they're at 274. Tweeted out reporting that PJ.
Yeah, it got me too.
PJ Washington is now forced to pay $200K a month in child support over the next 18 years. Ex-wife secretly filed for divorce 2 weeks after giving birth to child. Now, this is a small account, starter account, supposed to be reporting on basketball. This tweet, by far their biggest tweet. I'm looking at the numbers now. 3,500 retweets, 20K, almost 21K quote tweets, and about 13K likes. And it's a lie. So when we say that people nowadays, like what social media has given people is this voice, this ability to have this voice, this opinion, whether it's right or wrong. There's so many TikToks that I watched today on people trying to break down what the vaccine is, what's in the vaccine and stuff like that. They've been completely wrong. I've been reading these quote tweets. They say stuff that doesn't even like make sense logically if you just take 2 seconds to listen to it. But you wouldn't imagine how many people just take it and run with it, but don't take the 2 seconds to think about it. And then with this PJ Washington thing, I've seen so many people today who we would probably call credible people run with this story, say, oh, Brittany Ranier is this, Brittany Ranier is that, and the tweet is just a lie. And what social media has created is crazy.
Right. Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. It's like, on one hand, it's nice that we're getting more exposure. There's situations such as brutality, all that stuff that we're seeing more. It has made people more aware of certain issues, but simultaneously, you get shit like that. Like, imagine if PJ somehow lost an endorsement deal or something based off of a little bit of a twist on that tweet and cost that man hundreds of thousands of dollars because of a troll account. And hell, the way Twitter is set up, most of the time you just see the shit while you driving, or you just like doing bullshit. Like, I seen the shit while I was driving. I was hot about my professor and in the campus on my way from campus. I was like, damn, that's crazy. Quote tweet, moved on. So it's like a lot of people are just gonna register that as fact until you're like, wait a minute, the fuck? But I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna leave the tweet up now because it is what it is. Yeah.
My friend did all the math for it. My friend did all the math for it. He was like, that's not impossible, dog. He was like, if in 18 years he has to pay him $43 million, he doesn't even earn 18. He earns 18 million over 5 years. He's like, this is not even possible. I was like, you're right. It's not true. He was like,
as you take the 5 seconds out to do the math, and I'm typically one to do those, but like I said, when you're on an app like Twitter that is so controversial, so trendy, while simultaneously so simple, shit like that can happen. Right. And it would have been sad if I had a major platform, like one of the bigger platforms ever, and I was just quoting that, and then PJ would have to come out and quote that cat or something like that, and then I'm a backtrack and look like a damn idiot because I'm like, wait a minute, you can't even do that. You can't even fucking do it. So it's crazy to me, man.
Because with playback, we have a chat where we essentially put in like video topics that they could react to, and that was with everything that was trending last night. Like, we just put that in there, But then, because it was trending, it seemed like real at first. But then we realized, like literally 5 minutes later, I'm like, nah, this is fake news. Like, nah, this ain't it.
And it's funny that MJ said what he said. It's funny that MJ said what he said because, like he said, his friend just did some quick math on it and was like, this isn't true. But the majority of the people didn't do the quick math, continue not to do the quick math, even if, like Sage said, he quote tweeted about it and then thought about it for 2 seconds. Like Bezos said 5 minutes later, he decided, oh, this is real. There are people that still refuse to do that, and it ultimately affects a lot of things. That's just crazy that fake news can spread
both
so
Brittany
fast.
Renner and Peter
and what's all
shit.
That's what I'm saying. And what's crazy is he went. That person probably went up 200 followers on Twitter for spreading this lie about them too. And that
doesn't even do anything for him. Like Twitter clout out of any platform is like the most useless clout in the first place.
It's not monetized.
I'm sorry.
Let alone 200 more followers. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Twitter is literally the platform that everybody loves because it don't mean shit.
They just started monetizing and people don't even know how to do it.
People who are
monetizing?
Yeah, they got paid Twitter Spaces now.
Is it video? Like videos, like or just like tweets in general.
The spaces. You can
the spaces. Yeah.
And I think they're coming out with like
they about to do the super tweet. Yeah, they about to do the super tweet thing too, something like that. But it's so rare. But like people who want to grow on, people who want to grow on like TikTok, Instagram, as grimy as that is, I get it. Okay, makes sense. You on Twitter? Twitter is supposed to be a fucking app. It's the app of the young boy bettas ratio dots, and you out here spreading fake news on people. Like, bro, come on, man.
Oh, dude. That's wild.
It is crazy. It is what it is. Bezos, do you have that? I sent you a tweet on Twitter and your direct messages. Can you pull that up for me? With that being said, how many people are in the chat?
I got it pulled up right now. This is a tweet, ladies and gentlemen.
Can you screen?
Hold up, you can tip people on Twitter?
Come on, man. Come on. One more.
How many people are? How many people are in chat?
Like 120.
110 as far as my PlayStation says. It was focused, and then you snatched
109.
Hold up, what is that? Proof that? No, wait, hold up. Okay, proof.
Wait. Bezos, can you not screen share? Can you pull it up on your computer?
I'm so confused. Though. I'm trying to read. I don't know what the.
I definitely move close to this. I probably look like an idiot.
Shit.
Yo, that's what I'm doing, bro. Right now, I'm like an idiot right now.
I thought he was going to screen share it. I didn't think.
He's trying to.
Can you just read it? Yeah. You can just read it.
Can I read it? No, I think it's worth. Let me see something.
Hey, I always say it, bro. YouTube the best platform for monetization, bro. It's the best. In terms of
it is.
It's easily it's like it's a dream, bro.
Hey.
Dream.
Hold on, chat.
All right, Sage, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see yours.
Oh shit.
Oh no, that's settings. Nobody wants the settings.
Yeah, I see the settings.
Could y'all imagine if it was porn? What I'm trying to show is this tweet.
Share that different window.
Being a fucking MacBook user.
Are you saying
that? So confused.
You fell off.
Hold on.
Yeah, I might be able to do it this way. All right, y'all can see that. Can you see me on Twitter now?
Bro, I'm pretty sure chat saw that tweet of Chloe Bailey I sent you in like March.
Hold up. Yo, someone sent it to me. I think I can share it. Because I have too much.
It's frozen on your screen.
Yeah, let me.
Oh wait, it's moving now. Wait,
bro.
But when I go off of Discord,
when you go off, it freezes.
All right, send it to me. I have a second. I'll just put it up.
Oh my god!
Right.
Text it to me. Someone text or whatever.
I damn well probably gonna punch through this topic and lay the fuck down. I ain't gonna lie. I'm about to.
Yeah. So you'll be alright.
I sent it.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me pull it up. What is this? Sorry. Right.
Let me stop. For the 110 that's still in here, thank you for sticking around. Damo is in Indiana. Sage is hungover and drunk at the same time. Don't know how that's possible.
Hungover and sick, sir.
Hold up, y'all see this?
Yes,
Y'all
it is
see
on the
this?
stream now.
All
Yes,
right,
sir.
Okay. So
I'll try to like zoom in.
this tweet, it's an old tweet. We haven't talked about it yet, but this tweet is proof that whoever will be the best player in the 2020s will be a top 5 player of all time and possibly be in the GOAT conversation. So it's best player by each decade since the 1970s. Kareem is for the 70s, 80s is Magic, Jordan is the 90s, 2000s is Kobe, 2010s is LeBron, and 2020s is question mark. Right?
Right.
Well, then somebody from this podcast tweeted out. Let's see if we can see that original tweet. Not the picture of the tweet. The tweet.
Is it this one? Okay, hold up. I see, it's a wait. Do you not? Okay, let me see if I can get that. It's a widescreen. So let me minimize it. Let me minimize it. Do you see this?
Yes.
Crazy. This who is that? Is
they
that
can read it? They can read
Omar?
it.
Crazy thing is, Kobe shouldn't be in that convo.
Oh, I got 1,000 likes. I didn't even know that.
As the best player of the 2000s, Kobe should not be in this conversation. How do y'all feel about that?
He should definitely be in that conversation. I don't know where you're bugging. To say he's not even in the convo is wild.
Man, you know what's crazy? Y'all? And I know, if he think it, but the crazy thing is all I'm saying about Kobe, and I'm at the too much anymore. Day by day, the more context, fuck stats, we got all the stats. The more context people learn about Kobe Bryant, the more times I see in that light bulb, this is why people think he's the GOAT. This is why so many players are like, Kobe Bryant is the greatest player I've seen personally. Like, there's so many stories of I talk shit about Kobe. He didn't remember. He remembered that shit for a year. I done forgot what I said, and he dropped 50 on my head, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And he said a sentence, and I remembered everything. There's so many stories of Kobe's work ethic, determination, moments that he's built us out. X, Y, and Z. There's so much context around Kobe Bryant that every time you learn more about the guy, you're like, I see what people are talking about. But
even
that's don't show it.
That's
don't show it. So.
You're absolutely right. But even if you don't take the content, like even if you even take the stories out of it, right? Even if you take the stories out of it, those the 2000, those finals, dude, and the playoff runs, especially. Okay, this is the best way to describe the Lakers in those runs. The West was a tougher conference, but they had big men. The West had big men that they had to get through. And Phil Jackson said this in his book and in interviews. We need Shaq for a finals. We always needed Shaq for a finals because the East Coast didn't have that dude that could stop Shaq. So it made sense for the Lakers to run everything through Shaq in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
But for the Western Conference, if you just watch the games and look at, they ran like a lot of shit through Kobe for those last 2 championships, right? Not the first one. The first one, 100%, you can get a Shaq, right? The last 2, it was 2000, the one, the last part of that 3-peat, or 2001 was 2002. 1 and 2, sorry, 1 and 2. If you just look at what Kobe was doing in the playoffs, right? Those are literally some of the best playoff numbers. It's like insane playoff numbers. You could even put a stack to other runs, right? Some other playoff runs, and you'd be like, what is going on, right? And then add to the fact 2009, 2010. I don't think if he's not in the conference, if he's not even in the conversation,
you can say Tim Duncan and Shaq, but to say he's not in the conversation,
not in the convo.
Come on, bro.
Not in the convo.
Can I hear your opinion on it? Like, what makes you say that? What makes you say that?
Go ahead.
Yeah, because I don't understand why averaging 27 in the playoffs, 20 in the playoffs, being for multiple seasons in finals runs is considered not going to be one of the best in that decade.
He's talking about.
You're muted.
I can't hear him though. You're muted.
You're muted.
Oh, I muted myself. My bad. Let me put my face back on. Before we get into this conversation, let me say this is a national graphic. I don't know why Anthony Davis is there.
I think it was like 2017. He's in a Pelicans jersey.
I don't know why Anthony Davis is up there. They need to stop. He needs to stop being up there. This is a conversation for Jokic.
Not clothes. Oh my God.
Luka, Giannis, like Luka, Giannis, and then
one underrated player at a time. Let's talk Kobe before we get.
I'm just saying. You talking about Anthony Davis? Anthony Davis is underrated.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, and let me say to you,
Kobe first.
We can get into Kobe first.
I'm a Laker fan.
And you can stop sharing your screen.
No
all right.
Appreciate it.
MJ. But all I'm saying is that like Jokic has a better conversation to me than AD. But nevertheless,
it's just
best in the league. I'm talking best in the league. How many years? During that decade, was Kobe truly the best in the league?
LeBron even gave it up to him. In those years.
So crazy.
I asked y'all a question.
Time will really
best in the league. How many years?
Time will really do. Time and boredom will really
I feel
people. This is so
wild. 05 to 08. Arguably 09 as well.
Four.
Yeah, so 3 years. 3 years makes you the best of that decade.
I'd say literally. I'm being
it's not just that. What the fuck?
I think B-Souls is down.
He was top 3 in the other 2 years.
I'm about to say it.
There was a whole stretch from at bare minimum 01 where people were arguing. Him?
Oh, what?
Yeah. People were already doing the him versus Shaq thing.
2003, 2004. Yeah,
by 03, 04, people were leaning towards Kobe. From 05 to before LeBron won a ring, the popular answer was Kobe was the best player on the planet. My mom hated Kobe because she's like, this motherfucker's too good at basketball. He's an asshole. I don't watch basketball. I'm not like I hate Kobe.
Okay. Omar, let me ask you this question.
This is so wild.
Which player in the 2000s was a top 5 player for the longest amount of time?
Top 5,
top 3, top 3. If you want to say top 3,
top 3. Top 2 even, bro. Even top 2.
Probably Tim. Tim was longer than all of them.
Then Kobe?
Pause. Hey yo. You're saying top 3.
Yes.
Top 3.
If you're gonna make this like he has to be the best, that's your qualification. I would argue it's more impressive for Kobe to be top 3 for as long as he was than like Shaq being the best for like 3 years and then the rest of the decade.
It probably still be.
You know what's funny about Kobe? And like I said, I limit the conversation. I don't even get mad anymore. I just laugh. It's the fact we do this whole bad team, free him, X, Y, and Z thing. We act like Kobe Bryant wasn't that bitch a Kwame and Smush for 5 years. Arguably his best years. His best years are literally never seen on a contender.
Hold up.
My boy was putting up 35 a night in the 20s.
Who cares about that? Who cares about that?
Oh my god! It was a month where he averaged 40. Oh my. Okay.
I want to say what, bro. Man averaged 30, 28 and a half, 30 with Shaq on the same team. Just understand. And then when Shaq left, he's like, all right. Well, y'all thought I could be that. I'll average 35. Like in every context of every situation you put him, with the star, without a star, with him being the main star, him in the 2000s, he was literally the guy. And on top of that, you could say LeBron gave it up to him. I think in 2007, like 2008. And if you're saying 2009, 2010, I would argue 2009, 2010. Then he win a ring. If you're saying the same reason why he's not in that conversation, 2003, 2002, when he's putting up those numbers, right? Because he didn't win a ring. Even 2003, 2004. If you're saying the same reason why he isn't in the conversation for being the best player in those years, because he didn't win a ring, but he put up insane numbers with Shaq, then he won a ring and still put up great numbers. And you're gonna give that to LeBron? Like, I don't think you can have it both ways, because in 2010 he has. What? How many rings does Tim have in the 2000s? How many rings does Tim have?
4.
In the 2000s?
4.
In the 2010?
3.
In 2010?
3, actually. 3.
Because he got two. He got 2 way past his prime. People act like
he got one in 2014. He got one in 99, and then he has 5 rings total. So.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay.
So he has three, right? We're talking about 2000s, right?
Final stretch. My bad.
2000, right? 2010. He has 3, right? Kobe has 4, right? 3. We're saying 3 is or 2000. How are we counting?
3, because I guess
2000 season, but
I'm just trying to figure it out.
I'm not going
like
a year off from 99 to 2000 acting like, oh my god, an era. Like, no, I get
exactly. Okay, so let's say 4 and 4. Let's just say 4 and 4, right? We'll just go 4 and 4, right? 4 and 4. Then we look at the seasons. How are we not? Are we not gonna? How are we not going to give it to? If we're saying, look at the Kobe's runs in those playoffs, even with Shaq, look at the runs he made in those playoffs. Then look at the stuff he did by himself, and then look at the stuff he did with a second star. Right? Every situation, Kobe thrived. In every situation, he was the guy. And people to this day who played with him in that time say he's the best of all time. Not even the best in 2000. They say the best of all time.
And I'm gonna go step. Go ahead.
I don't care about what Quentin Richardson says on the Knuckleheads podcast. I swear I don't.
Okay.
I don't care about him saying,
just him, bro.
Kobe. But you know what's crazy? I feel like this is gonna be a James. I don't think people are gonna give LeBron James enough credit. Now maybe it's because he's still currently playing the league, but people act like playing LeBron, and it's only like the newer age group of people. People act like, and I'm only gonna speak for people act like playing LeBron was this easy task. Steven Jackson even said it, or it was Steven Jackson and Matt Ball.
I agree.
They said it like it was so slight. But if you go look at numbers and stuff like that, LeBron is killing them.
I'll come to your defense on that. I'll come to your defense on this before I talk Kobe. People past 2014 no longer feared LeBron James because he didn't have Mamba mentality. So I guarantee you, when LeBron is all said and done, it's gonna be hella players talking dumb shit about LeBron James. Like 100%. Dallas didn't literally come out and state the owner, the most casual 5 seconds of research of your life. Mark Cuban went on First Take of all places, and it's like, dude, LeBron didn't choke. We like introduced the whole bubble coverage on this motherfucker. We dropped down. We shut him down. We trapped this motherfucker every time we touched the ball. We did X, Y, and Z to shut down LeBron James. It was no simple. Oh, guess LeBron selling will flop, will choke. Like it was none of that. It was none of that
talk
shit.
To the Pistons team.
LeBron's gonna get so played with. I agree. But simultaneously,
they did the same thing with Kobe, bro. Like we're having this conversation right now in 2009, who was a better player.
It had that
people go back and look at the stats and it's like, oh, it's clearly LeBron. I guarantee you 10 years from now, they're gonna do the same thing with Giannis and LeBron in the 2020 season. Because in terms of winning and statistics, LeBron over Giannis in that season does not have a case.
What I'm saying, B Souls, is that even during Kobe's like run, when he was going through MSG with like Spike Lee and they recorded the documentary and all this, throughout the duration of Kobe's career, his playing career, and while he was retired, everyone was giving props to Kobe no matter what was going on. Now, and even in the past, I feel like they've always slighted LeBron as a player. So that's why I'm saying Quentin Richardson, he does. I get it. He gives props to Kobe and everything like that. But when Paul Pierce, MJ, when Paul Pierce says, "Yo, we didn't fear," was it Kevin Garnett? We didn't fear LeBron. LeBron was shit like that.
Puppy does. That's dumb, bro. Yeah. But however, I don't think that supports an argument for Kobe not being there because when Kobe Bryant,
I'm just saying I don't want to hear that argument.
Oh, that's just off. Okay, yeah. No. I'm 100% with you. If we just talking LeBron now, like fuck the Kobe conversation. I can't do it. I ain't gonna lie. I'm the first.
You're spinning facts on LeBron.
Can't do it. That's facts. I don't know what it is. LeBron, and the crazy thing is he has more. He doesn't have dominant. Last thing Kobe related, like Kobe went through to such a dominant West, and LeBron was in the least or whatever. We still don't talk about even if it was the least. We call it LeBron. So this motherfucker by himself on several occasions. Where nobody can like everybody talk about the Giannis 50-point game, say it can't be replicated and stuff. And I'd be the first one to say, until somebody else in today's game does 50, 14, and 5 blocks, nobody can do that shit right now. LeBron James was out there giving you 53, 17, 13, and 3 blocks. just casually in the first round type shit. Like LeBron was out there doing whatever he wanted and whenever he wanted, and we had a motherfucker like Skip Bayless giving him clutch requirement after clutch requirement after clutch. We had all right. It was with 3 seconds left. It was with 1 second left. It was when the game was tied. He was only down 1. He was only down 2. It wasn't a fadeaway 2. It wasn't a 3-pointer. It's insane. And I'm being so serious. When LeBron and MJ is forever in a debate in my mind, no question. I guarantee you, 5-10 years down the line, we do this Luka Magic shit. I'm dead ass. People are going to think Melo ain't even top 50 in the current league that they're in, the 2030 league. People going to think Melo would be some shit. And people are going to say, oh, Luka is undisputably the GOAT. Let Luka get 2 rings. Wow. Let Luka get 2 rings. And I know
it's going to happen.
Now,
it's going to happen.
People are going to be like, Luka and Giannis.
All he needed was 2 points and one more game this summer, and he would have been the GOAT.
Hey, B-Souls. Get this. Hey, B-Souls, Omar. You didn't shoot 45% from 3? Trash. Watch.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But watch. But even to what I'm saying, I don't even care about Skip, because Skip will say some dumb stuff like it wasn't clutch because it was comfortable. They were tied. What I'm saying is like Paul Pierce, and he might not be the best example for sure. But him saying something stupid like, "Oh, between 04 to 08, man, we wasn't worried about LeBron. We was." I didn't even think about LeBron. The whole time, Paul Pierce is like a 7th seed or an 8th seed or not making the playoffs in the East. Talking about he's not worried about LeBron. You're right, because you weren't making the playoffs. You were irrelevant,
bro. Even in 08, when the Celtics beat LeBron pushed him to 7 games and dropped 41 in the Garden in games.
You're right. You didn't say Cavs. You said LeBron. You know what I mean? We didn't say the Cavs. We said LeBron.
They'll ask like Joe Johnson during his Hawks tenure. Oh man, how was it? How was it playing the eras? Those players of the era. Yeah. He'll be like, oh, LeBron was there. He was a cool player, but Kobe was killing us. You play Kobe 2 times in a year. LeBron smacked your ass 6 to 7 times in a season. LeBron used to go crazy on the Hawks, and Joe Johnson will say something about Kobe before he says something about LeBron.
Niggas will say a whole man in a whole different conference.
I think there's a duality. That's the thing. I think there's such a duality with LeBron. I think there's that side. I think there's 2 sides. I think there's that side of it, and then there's the side which it's just LeBron in media just can't win. Because either way, it sucks for him. Because I feel like the truth is not told. It's either this side or the side where they blame his teammates all the time for every single thing, and then everyone's like, "Why are you blaming teammates? Stop dick riding LeBron." And this other side is like, "LeBron's ass, and everyone's like, "Stop hating on LeBron." There's no logical statements about LeBron. It's either straight up just like the highest of highest praise, like blaming everyone else on LeBron, or blaming LeBron and not looking at the team as a whole. I just don't think there's logical arguments, which makes it very irritating to see to talk LeBron. Just because this is not like, it's not like, oh, LeBron did this really well, but he messed up on this little one thing, and we should maybe talk about it. Teammates did okay, but did bad. No, it's either the teammates are the worst thing in existence, and LeBron was the best, or LeBron was horrible and his teammates and everything. It's just like there's not logical arguments when we talk.
You see what OSM put out this week? I did a video on it today. You see what OSM put out this week?
What he
did a video. He did a video where he explained why the 2022 Lakers are the greatest team of all time and compared it to the 2017 Warriors.
Look, bro. Look.
Do y'all think that there's something that's like unique to LeBron, or do y'all look at MJ? Look at MJ.
No. Let me go to the balcony.
I don't.
It's easy to go because that's dumb, bro. That's dumb.
It's gotten corny. Honestly, the super team shtick. I'm not even gonna keep it a secret. I've recorded for a week now a video on it. It's one of my more serious tone videos. This whole super team shtick has really, and people give me a lot of shit because they act like I take insult to the label super team. That's probably the worst part. I'm a Lakers fan. You think calling my team a super team insults me? But my whole thing is we've went from the 96 Bulls, the 73-9 Warriors plus Kevin Durant, to a team we haven't seen play basketball. And prior to that, this is the one thing everybody fucking forgets, and this is my biggest thing. And people try to cap on it, and I have a whole video explaining how you can't lie to the motherfucker that made the content at the time. People acted like they ain't do this shit a year ago. In 2020, 21 offseason, B-Souls, MJ, even Omar to a degree, but I'm asking them because they do the content, so I know they comment section look like this. Tell me right now, LeBron, Anthony Davis with 2 6-man player of the year candidates, and Marc Gasol stretching the floor. Tell me we didn't have super team. Okay, so we had that narrative last season. Now, motherfuckers, and I'm at the time, I'm like, hold on. They don't function. Dwight McGee gonna be missed, bro. Nah, man, they were benched. Now let's fast forward.
They just sound like a failed two to me, Sage.
1920 Lakers, just shit on them now. Like, I was crazy for saying that 8 months ago, but now 1920 Lakers, just shit on them. And the best part is, and someone in the chat just did it. Thank God my vision is on timing. Who's we? You can't fool the motherfucker that can go to the video and scroll in the comment section. Everybody got amnesia now. Whoa, who's me? I didn't tweet that.
Is this unique? Is this stuff like this unique to LeBron, or like we're saying in a couple years?
I think it's unique to LeBron.
Will always be a
I think it's unique to LeBron because he's number one, the biggest athlete in the world in an era where social media is so prevalent. That's the reason why it's unique to LeBron. But it's gonna happen for future.
I even mean MJ's point as well, where like there's no like middle ground with arguments. It's extreme this way, extreme that way. There's no middle ground. Is that something, LeBron?
Hell, yeah, yes, LeBron thing. They call the Lakers, the 2021-22 Lakers are literally a retirement home or a super team. How does that make sense?
Yeah.
While simultaneously, everyone agrees with the standard. If they don't make the finals, they're a failure. But simultaneously, they're a retirement home. So here are players that people are expecting can't play 20 minutes a night, but should make the finals. There are players where every time Russell Westbrook's name is brought up, can't shoot, crayon eater, turnover machine, yet he's a top 30 player. Yet LeBron James, a dude that aging, can't do this, can't do that. But yeah, he's a top 3, top 2 best player to you when healthy. It doesn't make sense anymore. It just does not make sense.
Let me ask you this, and I know you're talking about the general NBA community, but to you, what are your expectations for this Lakers team? Do you think anything short of a finals appearance, heck, anything short of losing to the Nets is a failure?
I would say it'd be a disgusting level of ignorance if we ignored Milwaukee. Outside of that, honestly, and maybe it's fandom, but I don't think it is. I'm pretty rational, and I knew we weren't going to come out. That's why I stopped making Lakers content last season. I knew we weren't coming out. I say we should dust the Nuggets. I say the Clippers, it'll be nice 6 games, but we should win that. If we get taken out by the Suns, pack the squad up. There's no matchup where that shit should happen. The Warriors are a bit of an Achilles heel tagger, because they are like the bipolar opposite of what we do. So there's a chance, but nah, we should come out the West. In regards to losing in the finals, it is possible. I'm not about to sit here and downplay Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'm not you can't pay me to do it. I don't care how good you think LeBron is. You're not going to sit here and convince me the one motherfucker that can do what AD does defensively while simultaneously go out there and get you 50, 100% effort, and you don't got to worry about his injury, isn't capable of doing something. You're not convincing me of that. And then simultaneously with the Nets, we should punch them in the mouth. But they have the offense where it doesn't matter if they smack us to death. So if we don't make the finals, I'd say it'd be a disgusting disappointment. But when it comes to being in those finals, it'd be still be disappointing if we don't win. But I wouldn't be like it's a failure upon failure upon failure, because the Nets and the Bucks are legit. Now, if somehow injuries happen, God forbid, and a team like the Bulls fucking make it, or the Heat fucking make it, I'm being so serious. If that's not a sweep, okay, something's wrong. The teams like that level, get them motherfucker one out of it. But
because I feel like those types of expectations, I feel like are only reserved for teams that are so stacked to even have those expectations in the first place. Yeah. Which is why I believe they are a super team. And I made that video and got a lot of slack from it because like the video before I said they got worse with Westbrook. Both can exist. I'm just saying both can exist.
Hey, the argument against that to not be one of those dudes that just be on dick. The argument against that is that that's basically every team that's contending. So like every team that's contending isn't essentially a super team. My whole thing that holds me back from not playing games with chat and not playing games with people and shit and just saying, yeah, they're a super team is it matters how good you think that duo is. It matters how good you think that third person is, and the rest of the personnel follow suit. I swear to God, and as a Lakers fan, I'd be the first to do it. I swear to God, people weren't out there motherfucker acting like Melo is a top 5 bench player. Malik Monk was like, who motherfuckers went on Malik Monk tip. Now, simultaneously, like MJ said, it can never be a balance. There's motherfuckers saying Malik Monk can't shoot. I've never seen a 5 attempt 40% 3-point shooter that can't shoot. So by all means, someone tell me he can't shoot. And Melo's still this ball stopper. I thought we got rid of that take 2 years ago. I guess Melo's a ball stopper again. People are telling me Dwight's washed now.
All he does is just like, spot up and shoot now.
Yeah, like they still equate Melo.
Melo doesn't even do that anymore.
They equate Melo to 4 post touches a game, 5 post touches a game, or some shit like that. Which is
to being a ball stopper.
I think this is not. I don't want to say, but when I just remember, when I noticeably remember it is when Miami that all these extreme narratives have just they just started. I don't know. Hey, it is what it is. But get some people in there for the Q&A. So I don't even know how we got there from the Kobe. It is disheartening that like LeBron just is gonna get a bad like a OD bad rep because everybody else I feel like up until that point gets like credit for their basketball abilities. And I'm talking.
I don't know, dude. I feel like in the moment though, but I feel like in the moment, like even Kobe in the moment, bro. Like there were people in the moment, like you gotta see, like who was saying you can't win with Shaq. Like Kobe, like took that to like it was constant. If you go back to the takes, got back to it was constant that he couldn't win without Shaq. But he's a ball hawk. Like there was so many back in that time. So I think towards the end of his career, he got the respect because he was kind of injured, right? Like kind of the end of his career. So he didn't really have a chance to really compete. And so no one took it seriously. Everyone was like, yeah, this team ain't competing. Kobe's hurt. So everyone started to respect him at that point. And I feel like there will be a time with LeBron, but it's also really hard with social media, man. Like to your point, it's just so hard. It's a social media era, man. Like Michael Jordan said himself, he's like, I don't know how I played this era. I don't even know how I would do it.
I think MJ would have been just calling out people all day, every day. He would have been on press conferences.
MJ would have made people retire early.
He would have been like, hey, you Jordan hater 85. Oh my God. I can't. But my thing with LeBron, I mean, my thing with Kobe is though, even though he was, he was Kevin Durant-esque, but my thing is
don't be saying cum bucket. Don't be saying cum bucket. Stop.
My thing with Kobe is that even though he was disrespected by the media, because I do remember the days where he's just selfish ball hog, he was always respected by his peers. And I just don't feel that way about LeBron. I could be tripping. Somebody provide context, but it's always like a brush off. They be talking about LeBron like, I don't know, Tobias Harris or something. He's a good player. So he's good. He's really good. Yeah, he's really good.
I think everyone's hating him because of the super teams, dude. I think everyone started hating him because of super teams. Let's keep it like people. Players just sort of like screw it. The players just like screw it, bro. We don't want. Why are we doing it? And so that's.
But I don't. I guess I don't know. And I feel like it's because they wish. Yeah, I feel like they wish they could have did that shit too. But that's another topic for another day. Will,
you're not wrong.
Will the thrill, Big Willie.
What's good?
Oh my God. What up? What's your question?
My question: who do y'all think? What offseason move do you think had the most impact on the league?
Oh, the league.
Oh, Russell Westbrook.
Easily the rush trade.
Really?
Yeah. As much as, and I'm glad you asked that up because I was gonna let it go. I saw the most casual take in the chat I've ever seen. That they added a guy to it that could average a triple double. Therefore, it has to mean they're this. And I'm just like, bro, when Russell Westbrook's name is put up, people literally talk about playoff blunders, talk about him being the worst historical. Oh my God,
I ain't never seen Will before.
He's the worst. He's the worst. Yeah, I've never seen you before. He's the worst 3-point shooter. People do all of this shit to go on Russ, but then simultaneously, now he's just this guy that averages the holy trinity that is a triple double. First of all, what has that impact even shown? Like honestly, what has averaging a triple double shown to do in result of winning basketball games? But that's besides the point. Even with that bare minimum value, Russell Westbrook joining this team, if they figure it out by any means necessary, the Lakers are disgusting favorites to come out the West. Like you're talking about a guy like Russell Westbrook, who, let's take that same guy that people slander left, right, still better than half the league's best player. Half of your team best player. Russell Westbrook's still better than that. Most of you guys that look in your top 30 right now, I guarantee you, half of the top 30, 2 of the players on the same team. Russell Westbrook probably solos the bottom half of the NBA by his damn self. So, yeah, Russ joining that, as cool as DeMar to the Bulls is, when you ask what is the impact of the overall NBA, it has to be Russ. It has to be.
I mean, I was thinking DeMar to the Bulls, but my logic was, when healthy last year, the Lakers were already a championship team. With this signing, when healthy, they're still a championship team. The Bulls went from out of the play-in to probably a 6 to 8 seed this year.
But I don't think that was a single sign. If you're talking about like what Chicago did as a whole, I'd agree. But just the DeMar signing, maybe.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know about DeMar.
Yeah, but Lonzo and Caruso. That's a raid. Like putting
what
with
about
DeMar, and then you add DeMar. Everyone.
What about the boys in green? We didn't make any good moves this offseason?
Nah, y'all solid.
Bro, we tried to Kemba Walker, got Al Horford, and then we got Chris Dunn and Dennis Schroeder to replace him. That's a dub to me.
I ain't getting you Chris Dunn, but I fuck with Schroeder. I ain't
yeah, bro. I mean, look. It's not, it's not bad.
Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
All right, bro. And we win 55 games. Don't be on my meat.
Dennis fumbled.
The Pelicans getting rid of Van Gundy and hiring Coach Phil. Best move I've seen.
They got lost. They got lost a guy who was the perfect pairing for Zion.
Hey, yeah, MJ, I love you. MJ, this whole podcast, and I'm a guy with a big ass ego, if it isn't obvious. MJ, this whole time has been saying I've been saying months on this pod. Like this whole time. Half of my takes I've been saying for months. MJ is just casually dropped. So I love this dude.
Y'all don't think so? Y'all don't think Coach Phil will be the difference come next season?
No.
Phil,
I mean, look. Zion's gonna get better. Like these players should get better, and I'm not. Yes, it could be a difference, but at the same time, what is their roster like?
But I'm saying a coach will coaching not make the roster? You don't think
coaching makes the roster better? I just don't think it makes that much of a difference. Especially
you don't think Coach Phil? You don't think Coach Phil?
I hate Omar so much.
Coach Phil will make a difference than Van Gundy,
bro. 9th seed, 10th seed, like what are we doing, bro?
That's what I was saying, bro. We talking about the Western Conference, bro.
But Coach
Phil,
Coach Van Gundy, or Coach Phillip right now.
Oh my God!
But that's not gonna make a difference. That's the thing.
Will, I'm asking Will because we had this. Coach Van Gundy or Coach Phillip? Who you picking?
I don't know. I'd probably have to see how Phil coaches.
So you want to see how Coach
for this team?
Phillip,
yeah.
Phillip, right?
Bro.
It's not going to make. They're in the Western Conference. Like that's not what
Phillip.
I don't think they're Phillip, right? They're in the West.
I'm saying. Will Phillip, right?
Nah, dude. What?
Can't fucking with Coach Phillip, yo. Y'all see the Woj bomb, right? Y'all see the Woj bomb, right?
Oh my God!
I'm asking you.
You saw a Woj bomb with J.R. Smith playing golf. Trying to play golf.
That is crazy as fuck. Will Coach Phillip?
What about him?
I'm saying Van Gundy or Phillip.
Phillip, because Van Gundy wasn't that good.
So Phillip these nuts. Get Will out of here. Get this thing out of here.
I was like,
clown out of here.
When did they get a new coach, bro?
I was
Omar, I said, I could be a rat. I could be a rat. I'm like, oh my God, fuck with me because I be solid on it every time. I was like, coach.
Yeah, bro.
Like my mind literally said,
I was waiting. I was really waiting.
Like Phil Jackson. I was like, what? What did this happen?
Yeah, I literally was like, yo, you see a J.R. Smith emoji about to keep it legit.
Yeah, he's trying to say that, man. Yeah, nah.
Hey, no, the J.R. Smith thing is crazy. If that's true, when LeBron retires, he needs to just go play basketball in college.
No, he can play golf, but I don't think they can allow him to play basketball. He's playing golf. JR's playing golf, bro.
I'm saying, but why not? Fuck it, why not, right?
LeBron at 42 playing LeBron 42 playing college basketball might be the best college basketball player.
I'm about to say, is that not legal? Can he not do that?
He could. He never went to college.
I was like, he can technically do that.
JR is going back to play golf because he still has years of eligibility. So I don't see why LeBron wouldn't have years of eligibility.
I don't see why he would go back. What the fuck?
LeBron,
why would he go back?
He has a $1 billion lifetime deal with Nike.
LeBron
what the
is
fuck?
a businessman, bro. What is college going to teach him?
Nothing.
These nuts.
Nothing, but yeah, Will the GOAT, another Will. How you doing?
Hello.
What's up?
Yes.
Yo.
Hello, Bezos. Funny seeing you again, Omar. Hi, Sage.
Do we know you?
Yeah, that's not.
I'm not bugging on my. Hold on, because I'm in a different audio room. Let me close out that. Okay.
Yeah, that intro was weird as shit.
Hey, what's up?
Is this someone we know?
Me again? What have you ever seen?
Like nigga was.
Hold on. Let me, because that was the nickname I put on. Let me go back on my original.
Hey, I'm happy. I wasn't even.
And I like the casual disrespect. Like we know this
MJ2K. Nice seeing you again.
Yeah,
Friday.
Oh, I'm good. Okay. I was like, what the fuck?
MJ was like, this is a little creepy.
I don't know.
What's your question? What's your question, big guy?
Are we doing questions? I just got here. God damn.
You got 5 seconds.
Get him the fuck
All right, next question. Next question.
You're out.
Next question.
Out of here.
You're out.
Get him out of here.
In Rust-like fashion. Next question, man. Next question.
CMB, man. OG.
CMB.
Former #1 gifter until
I can hear me, right?
Nigga named Taco. Hold up.
Yeah, we can hear you.
What up?
Right. I hear about the Jason Kidd.
Wait, say it again.
I hear about the Jason Kidd stuff.
What happened with Jason Kidd?
Him and Giannis's book or something like that?
Yeah.
I've not.
I didn't. I don't think you'd have to inform us because it can't.
So in Giannis's biography that's apparently coming out tomorrow, I think, he goes in a little bit in depth in Jason Kidd's behavior in the locker room, let's say. And that man is a menace.
In what way?
Let me pull up
if it's TOS, just
No, not that. I heard about it too, but like also didn't Giannis like Jason Kidd as a coach? Did he not? Like
from what
I can tell,
he doesn't say anything. He doesn't say anything explicitly negative, but he does say that Jason Kidd was on some weirdo shit. Let's just say that. From what I can tell, one that I remember immediately was apparently he has a weird obsession with water parks. There's a point where Giannis, during halftime, they go into the locker room. Jason Kidd brings out the whiteboard. He looks like he's drawing up a play, but he's not drawing up a play. He's drawing a water slide. And he asks everyone who's silent, watching him do it, if it would be a nice water slide for a water park. And he goes into a little spiel about bringing up the idea to his friends, and they're saying he's kind of weird about it, but he just wants their opinion. And Brandon Knight looks at Chris Middleton and says that it looks like a bunch of they didn't really know what he was talking about. Dude starts fucking crying. It says he's sweating, but he was crying.
Jason Kidd's a weirdo, bro. What the fuck?
I hate to be this guy, but I'm like.
I didn't hear that.
I'm gonna do some research. I didn't
even hear that.
Yeah, I'll do my own. I'll do my own.
I heard Jason Kidd was just pushing him hard in practice. Like,
I
heard that shit.
What the fuck?
That's kind of like That's kind of like that story that Skip fell for when he was talking about the James Harden thing. He was like, James Harden done made somebody cry or something like that. I forgot what it was exactly, but it's kind of like one of them.
Made fun of James Harden's man boobs, and Skip fell for that.
Yeah, the man boobs one. Yeah, the Barry account. It sounds some shit like that. Like
I didn't want to believe it at first either, and I'm still iffy about it. But I saw it looked like a screenshot of the report. But I'm gonna look for the biography, and if it's actually in there, then I'll believe it. But until further notice, that's just something that I felt I needed to share because that's fucking weird.
That is weird.
I heard he was a really hard coach. Like I heard that like he would run them to the ground practice. Like he wouldn't let them go take breaks. Like I don't think like Christmas that he made them like cancel their flights or some shit.
Yeah,
that's what I heard.
The Zaza story and the Christmas stuff. I saw that, and I saw.
I didn't see him about fantasizing.
That sounds like a video idea.
I didn't.
I don't think championship teams are hiring a water boy.
Yo, you gotta be sold. You got it, bro.
Oh my!
I think that was a bad move. But anyway, thank you, CMB.
You got it, bro.
Appreciate it. We'll do one more question. We'll do one more.
Yeah, one more.
I can't believe I survived this pod.
I'm about to say flu game.
Can't believe it.
Holy L Mods.
I don't even know who this is. Pretty sure I do know.
Watch him not have a question.
Holy L Mods, you there?
I got 5 seconds.
You probably just wanted to flex that mod.
2.
All right, sounds like you out of here. Peace out.
Bye, twin.
What the fuck?
Peace out. Get him out of here.
Hold on. All right. MJ, I actually do have a question for you as we close out the pod. I feel like we should have asked this earlier, but how do you feel about? And we've had these conversations already privately. Like, how do you feel about the state of NBA YouTube right now, and how it's heading in the future, man? How do you feel, man?
Bro, you know what's crazy? You see Mike Krezemba's like video, like his one about Jordan and Kobe. Like, you see, just look at the title of it. Just look at it. Just look at it real quick.
Is it his most recent one?
I think it's the second or third one. It's like second or third. It's about Kobe and Jordan.
When Michael Jordan bullied Kobe Bryant and later regretted it.
So he changed that. Okay. He went the time I think Michael Jordan embarrassed Kobe Bryant, instantly regretted it. And it's the same story I did. It's the same exact. It's like almost identical to the video I did. And even down to this one of the thumbnail scenes is the same one. And I've talked about this like last year, especially, bro. My thumbnails were getting ripped. Like people were just straight up using the same style thumbnail, like a face in the court scene, and then just putting the same text I do, like the same words that I was using, bro. They were doing it, copying the same titles, like that, like down to just changing like one word, and they're using the same exact everything. And I honestly think it's brought NBA YouTube down. And because no one knows who to go to anymore. No one, if someone looks at a thumbnail, it's like, that's like 20 different dudes it could be anymore. It's not, and the integrity of what we do, there's a lot of people who just say some shit and just lie about it. They just try and get it out first. And there's a lot of people who say they'll say some stuff to get it out first and it wasn't even true. And they're lying about it. And then now people are like, now they're like, oh, that was a lie. Now I don't want to go back to these people. I don't want to go watch the video because these people ain't saying shit. They're not saying the real things. They're not putting effort into their videos. They're just talking out their ass. And when they copy everyone's thumbnails in the community, then everyone suffers because now everyone thinks that like my video, Beastle's video, TSL's video, and they're like, oh, I remember that time that YouTuber was talking about his ass, and that's the same shit. So I'm not gonna look at it. And if you look at the time where a lot of these kind of creators came on, so then how the views dropped in NBA YouTube, because NBA YouTubers in general, the views have never went back up to like a year ago type of thing. That's when it happened. That's when the views literally dropped. And I told Bezos this like over a year ago. I said this was happening. I was like, yo, the views are going to go down for everyone. Like, it's just going to happen because no one knows who to go to anymore because everyone's copying everyone's shit. Everyone's like, and the quality of content from some of these people is not good. Like, it's just straight up a lie. I had called out one of them and they were talking about like, oh, like Klay Thompson's taking open shots in a gym, and so therefore he's healthy. A year ago. Yeah, and I was like,
Omar knows who it is too. I'll tell you after the pod. Don't worry.
Yeah, and then someone was like, "No, I'm not gonna." Someone else was like,
"Keep it up, no, keep it up."
Hey, man,
text it to me right now. Bezos, text it to me. Text it to me.
It's the fact. It's the hey man.
Someone was like, someone did a handshake with Kurt. Like Kurt did a handshake with his daughter when he had a broken hand. He's like, "Oh, his hand looks good." I was like, and people believe him. Like I'm like, and then they're like, "Where's Klay? Where's Kurt?" They're hiding shit from you. I literally made a video, I think, talking about they're not healthy. Like they're not hiding anything from you. They're recovering. Like just because someone took open shots at a gym does not mean they're close to contact. Like anyone who's played sports would know if you rupture anything, even if you have a sprained ankle, bro. Some athletes are crazy. Even if you have a badly sprained ankle, bro, and you can maybe shoot. Maybe off the ankle, you can maybe shoot. You try to play a game, you are ass. Like you cannot do shit, right? These people are making it seem like Klay off of the Achilles was just shooting open shots. He's ready for a game. They're hiding from you. They're trying to keep Klay from you so they can get a worse pick. And I was like, all right. I was like,
I have noticed that the last 2 years, man. I feel like as a whole, we've lost credibility. It's like another NBA YouTuber.
Dude, like no one. It's so hard. Like. And that's what makes people just not want to watch our shit. The same reason why people stopped watching ESPN and shows like that was because they were like, "Oh, this is stupid." Like no one got real takes.
At this point, I don't even separate NBA YouTube and NBA media anymore. I feel like we're all just one big NBA media. Like why not?
Yeah, but I get it. But that's the thing. It's like there's certain YouTubers who have. But basically muddied these waters for us, right? And I just feel like it's so sad to see, and I don't like it. And I understand, like I've talked with these people, I've talked with them directly, like to them, being like, "Don't like this is not it. This is like not what you want to do." And they've gotten better to a certain extent, but then it just brings up a new breed, and then everyone sees that work, and they're like, "Oh shit, like let's keep it going."
Wait, what did
new
you
people
do?
come in.
What did they say when you said something to them? Did they recognize that there was an?
Oh, they were like, it's fine. This is how YouTube is. And I was like, that's not how NBA YouTube is. I'm like, they were like, they were quoting some shit from like other communities and everything. I'm like, bro, like that's not how NBA YouTube. Like, there's a reason why people are just everyone's nice to each other, everyone's cool with each other, everyone. Even like if someone else has a topic like a video on like a story that like was years ago, I would still, if I wanted to do it and I don't have anything to add, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. If I had something to add and new shit came out on that thing, I would ask that person, "Yo, you did this story like this on like, for example, DeMar DeRozan, like the story with with the Crib story with him. Like no one's touched that story until so recently. Someone, I think one of these new age NBA YouTubers did it. And there's a reason why people aren't doing like NBA YouTubers haven't touched it. They know that's easy views, but we don't do it because we want to preserve integrity. We don't want to just like randomly redo shit. It's our word against everyone else's, right? That's what people come to, right? So if you don't have that, and then when people are copying titles, people are copying thumbnails and lying in that shit, it just ruins everything. And these people are like, yeah, that's how it is. We're supposed to all grow together. And I literally told them, bro, if you do those videos, it's not going to be you or me growing together. It's going to be you growing or me growing. It's not going to be both. And they're like, no, it's going to be both of us. I'm like, no, it's not. Like, and so I've said this. And I think Beast and Low, we had a whole ass conversation about this. I think a year and a half, 2 years ago. We had a whole Discord conversation for like an hour talking about this shit. Right? And I'm not even like, it was funny because it was happening to me then. They were like, Beast was like, yeah, bro, they're ripping your thumbnails off. And I was like, yeah, dude, I know it sucks. Yeah, I was like,
Omar, how much Zoom do you have left, bro? Holy shit!
No cap, that shit cap, boy. That shit started.
I'm waiting.
Go ahead, bro.
But this is why I will always say, fuck Flight Mike and fuck Get Like Coop. I don't know. I don't like trash entertainment. That's just me though. So the Flight Mikes of the world, FLIGHT Mike. and
they're
get
like
cool to the world.
Oh my god,
I don't agree with their philosophy. I don't agree with their. I've told this to him, so I can't. I've told it to him, so but I'm okay with them as people. I think as people, they're fine. I think they will support you as people. I think in terms of content philosophy, I'm not cool with that. I've told them that to their face. I've told them, I've literally called them, be like, don't do that. Like, it's not good to don't do that. Like, you gotta understand. But like, as people, if you ask them for anything, they will help you out. They're not bad people.
I don't believe so as well.
Just a fucked up vision. Well, and
I'm saying I don't believe so as well. Like, off of personal experience, Flight Mike has reached out to me and like helped me out. But when it comes to the content, that's all I'm talking about. At least I want to speak for everyone else.
Yeah, like that. I think as people, they're fine, dude. And I've helped. Like, I think Vsauce can be honest. I always will stand up for all creators in the NBA community. I've literally fought with like NBA playmakers for all the rest.
I'm about to say you literally fought with the whole fucking community with that shit, bro.
Yeah, like when playmakers was copywriting stuff and everything, I was the only one with the in, I guess, and I was literally being like, no, we can't do this. We can't copyright shit. We can't copyright people. We can't copyright people, NBA playmakers, and we can't copyright NBA creators. You're gonna have things, and they've changed shit after a year of me talking about it. But I was the only one in the loop, so I kept telling every creator, like, I'll be going back to people with updates, like, oh, they said this. Oh, they said this, because there's a time when they were copywriting all of our shit for no reason. This is like all of our videos, like in that. So I was like having a talk with them, and I'm like, okay, I'm always gonna stand up for all the creators in the NBA community. So I'll always call out people. So I literally told Flight Mike, I was like, nah, dude, that's not cool.
I didn't even want to go that route. I didn't even want to go that route. But like, my question was more so. It's out the bag, but more so. My question was more so. Do you think there's still room to grow for the whole community as a whole, or has it capped out?
Yes.
Has it capped out?
No, it hasn't capped out, and I'll say this: it hasn't capped out because I thought when I entered YouTube, bro, it was saturated. Like after I entered a year after you, I thought it was saturated then, and a year after I thought it was saturated, and a year after I thought it was saturated. Every year you always think it's saturated. No, there's always room to grow. There's always room to grow. I think the NBA niche in general right now is not doing good, but that's just because NBA viewership is like second lowest of all time. Like, these finals were the second worst finals viewership since 1981 or some shit like that. So take that into account. I think in normal though, yes, there's always room to grow. Always room to grow. So I will never say that. I think if your content's unique enough, if you have a good strategy, if you can give your takes, and if you're legit, you're room to go. Look, I mean, there's always cases like Noah, right? Like Noah, Motown. He's a unique case, but I feel like there's always room to grow. I can't say that.
Hey man,
never.
As one of the new gen guys, from my perspective, that I see it is essentially, man, fuck just basketball YouTube. Honestly, when I say this, YouTube nowadays is getting a small group of creators that are bringing back a realism, raw, undisputed, don't give a fuck mindset back to YouTube that we haven't seen since 2011 earlier. Like, it guys like I don't know how to pronounce his name. Jadian, one of it. Guys like when Kai's fucking around doing the bullshit that he's starting to do. Mm-hmm. That fuck just basketball YouTubers and me doing my little rants and shit, or a guy or the reactions to lists now that I'm seeing and shit, right? Fuck all that other shit. YouTube is slowly but surely getting that raw, because people are realizing the fake pranks and shit. It's not even, I'm not dissing any creator that did that, you know? My 16-year-old ass was laughing at some of them fake ass pranks. But it comes to a point where you're like, all right, man. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice how easy it is to get the content that you desire for a more raw, genuine thing that we know you could not stage. Like, and it's an appeal to it, and the more audiences, obviously young kids is going to be the main audience forever. It's just older people going to get off YouTube, younger people going to get on YouTube. But the world is becoming, as a whole, in my opinion, at least, it's going to sound a little crazy, the world's becoming more mature. Younger kids are introduced to concepts that back then you wouldn't think a kid would know about. Like, we over here making sure kids don't cuss when they're like 5 years old and shit nowadays. And back then, I'd be in the motherfucking 9th grade talking about some say bitch. It's like shit like shit like that. Like it's different. And when you get to that point, it's a lot of creators, it's a lot of people who are starting to, well, not a lot, it's small in my opinion. People are starting to realize that fake shit, that troll shit, that like, wow, oh my God, pop shit is doing too much. It's not even that converted because everyone did that. Everyone's doing that still. But there's an audience out there that's looking for that shit where you kind of just sit back. You feel like you're talking to one of the dudes in the barbershop, or you feel like you're talking to one of the dudes that go on you at the lunch table, somebody that you will actually meet in person, but he's unapologetically himself. And I feel like you even brought up Motown. Let's talk about him. W Mans, by the way. He's one of them motherfuckers, picks up the mic, gets lit, and he's like, fuck it. Well, they did this shit, and casuals who really be thinking this shit about Kate. Like I knew that motherfucker was real when he picked up the mic. And one of his first videos, he was like, "You know what's crazy as a Pistons fan? Everybody just swear we gotta move Jeremy Grant." And like, why the fuck would we do that? Like, why would we help you get better? Like, you want Jeremy Grant too, bitch? Like, shut the fuck up. Like, at that point, I was like, yeah, he got it. He's bringing a new perspective. He's not just talking about Jeremy Grant analytically is this and that. He's not making the clickbait title where, oh man, if we send Jeremy Grant for a pick 14, we'd be great. Nah, he's a Pistons fan. He's keeping it 100, and he's like, bro, why the fuck would we pack up Jeremy Grant? This shit makes no sense for our franchise.
On a good note, I feel like now, and my bad to cut you off, Sage. No,
you good.
I feel like the good thing about NBA YouTube now, to make it like positive, is that there is more emphasis on personalities. Like even with you like people go, like I've told you this before. The fact that you're getting the returning viewers that you are at your sub count is really impressive. Same thing with Motown. Rusty built that whole his
also
whole channel
off
of his personality. I feel like I'm missing a bunch of people right now.
Me?
Yeah, Omar. Yeah, Omar.
Yeah, to a degree, yeah.
Yeah, low on the second channel.
Dom, like shit. Dom has a whole troll series out right now. This motherfucker talked about, this nigga put me in the Matrix. He dropped a video talking about Kobe finally got Paul Gasol for the first 2 minutes. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, Paul Gasol's a Laker, man. And now all they gave up was Kwame and this and that. I was like,
Funky.
What?
Funky, Kenny.
Funky, that's a good one.
Kenny's killing it right now, bro. Again, like Motown, he literally just hops on the mic, talks his shit, and gets it done. So
Funky literally puts up a picture, uses that picture in the thumbnail and the video, and just talks. And if you were one of those hardworking ass YouTubers, you'd hate his guts. But he literally is the type of dude where you here for him, bro. And if you're not here for him, fuck it. Like, you're supposed to be driving and listening to his shit. If you sitting there looking for the edits and shit, oh man, I got a story for you.
They're just like mini podcasts, pretty much, which is honestly smart.
Like, hey, Funky a W, man. It's no cap.
Yeah.
With that being said, Bezos, give me 2 words before we get out of here.
PS5. Oh, I already did PS5. Keyboard in Atlanta.
Keyboard in Atlanta.
Jesus. That's too easy. He got it.
Is it?
He got it.
I'm not gonna lie.
You should.
Keyboard. Hey. So naturally, we associated keyboard with is typing, right? Typing to a computer. Okay. Keyboard, computer, typing, computer on the World Wide Web. You see what I'm saying? You're computing on the World Wide Web.
Right.
Okay, most people don't. When I say web, who else is on the web? Not only us, but Spider-Man. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you talk about Spider-Man, we talk about Tom Holland. Where was Spider-Man shot? In Atlanta. See, too easy.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the every pod segment we have where we give Omar 2 words and he somehow connects them. Connecting the dots with Omar.
I thought you were gonna do something music related. That's what I said. It's too easy. I
thought I was too. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know where I was going. Anyway, MJ, I appreciate you. We appreciate you, man. Let the people know where they can find you.
Having me on, man. Just MJ2K all day on YouTube. Twitter, and it's MJ2K_. Bro, it's somewhere. I think it's MJ2KALLDAY on Twitch. I haven't done anything on Twitch. 2K22 it'll be there. So just check it out from there. Yeah. But yeah, appreciate you guys having me on.
Appreciate you for coming through, man. Appreciate you for coming through.
Peace out. Tell the people bye.
Peace out, y'all. Shout out to the 21 sub goal. I'm pretty sure we got more than that. But we reached a sub goal.
We had 22.
I feel like we did. I feel like we are. Someone gave like
someone alone gave 25.
Yeah.
So shout out to y'all, man. Either way, sub goal reach. Shout out to MJ as well for those subs. 117 in the chat still. We are back. Off of our 1 episode hiatus. Appreciate y'all for coming through.
Sage, say goodbye to the folks. I know you're ready to go lay down.
Hey, oh God. He stole it. Shit, I was gonna say, I swear to God, if Madden 22 ain't free in the next hour, I'm gone, bro. Stop drinking, please. But before you pick up that cup, because niggas don't like to listen, go ahead and sub to the channel. Go ahead, sub to the Twitch. Sub, don't follow. Sub. Give me my bread. And follow me on Twitter too. TSO_Sage.